All right, we're here. More specifically, Q is here. The doctor is in.
What an introduction.
Yes. So, when we last left off in our Prime universe, because last week we were in a mirror universe, uh, Captain Roan and Q were talking, and well, Captain Roan was a bit non-committal about what he wanted Q to do. Q basically offered him the universe. Where would you like to go? What would you like to see? And Captain Roan said something to the effect of, whatever you would like. And Q snapped his fingers.
Wasn't it surprise me?
Yes, I think that's what it was. Surprise me. And Q loves
And that's
to
always
hear
a good thing.
Q loves to hear phrases like that. So, with that, you, now the bridge crew of the USS Hadfield, appear in a large, we'll say, train station.
We're all together?
Circa, you're all together. Circa 1920s.
Do we have appropriate period where?
No, you are in your Starfleet uniforms.
Well, this is awkward.
And this is Earth 1920s, as far as you all can tell. But no one seems to be noticing you.
So there are other people besides us?
Yeah, there's a few others milling about. You look, you see, oddly enough, you see Klingons, you see Romulans, you see you see a Bolian.
Can I feel Can I feel anything from them? So like we can see them, but they're ignoring us. But can I sense anything from them, or is it like there's nothing there?
No, you sense normal emotions, normal range of emotions. It appears as if these beings are here, at least as far as you're aware. If you'd like more info, we can go down that road in a moment.
Are there Klingons in flapper dresses?
Oh Lord, no.
No.
Of course.
But the Klingons you see are not warrior caste, so they're not in like the full body armor that we're used to seeing on Star Trek episodes. They're in.
Are they in the Klingon version of like Casual Friday?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're kind of in. The females are in long dresses, kind of an apron-like wear, something that looks like it would be fitting for work on a farm or around the home.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't think that Klingons had like a Casual Friday. I just assumed they fought each other forever. Okay.
I know, right? I mean, I always pictured like kind of like Klingon culture, very similar to like Nordic culture.
Yeah, just always a horned hat somewhere.
They're like the space Vikings. Some god or goddess of combat, and then they go off sailing and raiding.
So we have a train station in the 1920s with various races, including Klingons wearing Casual Friday. We're in our Starfleet uniforms.
Yes.
But nobody's really paying attention to us. Or do they not notice us at all, or are they just not paying attention to us?
No, people have definitely taken a look in your direction, but they kind of glance once and look away.
Yorn looks around and waves to anyone that glances at him, and then turns around to whoever is the highest ranking person among our crew that is also nearby.
At this moment, it's you.
Then the highest ranking besides me.
That would be Sanvana.
Me.
Well, this is fascinating. Where are we?
It appears to be some kind of train station. Looks like old Earth architecture, but I don't know why there are Klingons here. That makes no sense, and people don't seem to be very worried about our sudden appearance here. That doesn't seem to be an odd thing for them.
Well, let's
Who do you?
look around. Who else among the crew is around here? And he just kind of tries to stand up on his tippy toes to see above people, but he's not exactly tall. Yorn isn't.
You feel a poke at your waist, and you kind of look down and you see Vax.
How short is Vax?
He's
at his waist.
I mean, all of a sudden, I'm picturing that suddenly Vax is like 10 years old.
Did Vax did Vax shrink in this scenario?
No, Vax is. I actually haven't talked to Chris about this. Vax is probably right about 5 feet tall.
How cute and adorable.
Yorn, we should try to find somebody that we can ask. Maybe there's a conductor or a train station master of some kind. Maybe is there a guy around holding tickets or selling tickets somewhere that we can ask questions of?
Wait, some kind of conductor, you say?
Yes.
I'd look around back up on my tippy toes again and look for the biggest, fanciest hat around. Because there's always someone with a hat.
It's always a hat.
You see a Breen, oddly enough. He doesn't.
Count as a hat, or do they just have a full face mask?
I mean, that's a helmet.
No one knows what the Breen looks like.
Are they wearing a hat on top of the helmet?
Yes, they're wearing a cowboy hat.
That must be the one. I head over that way.
I don't know, but all right. I follow him.
This has been part of my rigorous study of Earth culture, that the biggest hat in history the biggest hats have historically been the ones that know what is going on.
Maybe it's the only one that can fit over the helmet, but I'm willing to follow your logic for now. Why don't we go ahead and ask him some questions, try to figure out where we are.
And is Vax following along with us, or
yes.
Anyone else of the crew that?
Yeah, let's stick together. Let's all stick together, because I don't trust this. I don't trust this enough for us to not get lost.
What? Don't split the party? That's ridiculous.
For now, until we figure out where we are.
Right now, it's just the 3 of you.
Okay.
The rest of the bridge crew is elsewhere.
All right, let's.
I'm in charge.
Oh, great.
Yeah, nothing weird about that.
Don't let it go to your head, Yorn. We'll be back with the rest of the crew soon. Why don't we try to get some stuff done while we're down here?
Hey, Yorn was just smirking a little as he was walking and raises his hand in a kind of hail, my Breen friend, as he walks up and tries to get the attention of the man in the cowboy hat, or the woman in the cowboy hat, or whatever species genders the Breen have.
So as you get closer, you notice the Breen's still standing there, but the hat has moved away.
Uh-oh.
And as you approach the hat, you notice a rather imposing man in a Starfleet uniform, Admiral's uniform, as it were.
Oh, Admiral! You were brought here too? Do you know where we are? I mean, you know where we are, sir. As I compose myself and suddenly get back into proper kind of Starfleet
decorum.
Yeah.
Yeah. He turns around. I wondered how long it would take you to find me.
Did I take too long?
You look like You look like you don't recognize me.
I go for the squinty eyes, and I have a hand on my chin. It's like, and I try to recognize him. Do I need to roll for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I rolling?
Let's have you roll Insight Command.
Gotcha. Let's see. I've got 2 successes. I'm not going to add anything to it just because I want to try it out. And I don't. If any of my focuses count, it doesn't matter because I only have a command of 1.
Oh, yeah. Difficulty 2. So
I got 2.
cool. So you remember from briefings that this man has the face of Q.
Q.
Yoren's jaw kind of drops a little bit, and it looks like he's trying to speak, but no words come out. I was like,
Yoren, what is it?
Q?
So you do know me.
I know. And as realization slowly dawns on him, it's like Yoren's eyes kind of open a little wider, and you'd swear you could see sparkles coming out of them. And he, with great vigor, he goes to reach and grab Q's hands with both of his and vigorously shake up and down. It's a great pleasure and honor, sir. I have heard so much about you.
Now this is a man who gets it. A true fan. Finally, I have searched long and wide for a man who gets me. You shall be renowned throughout the land. Yoren, my friend, come with me.
Yoren, contain yourself.
And Q reaches up with his other hand, takes off his hat, and he puts it on your head.
Yoren is just kind of standing there in shock and awe. He knows there should be more stuff he should be saying, but he can't think of anything at the moment.
Yoren, what are you doing? You know who this is.
This is Q. How can you not be so as excited as I am?
You should know that you don't take presents from Q. They usually come with very long strings attached. Usually ones that don't end well for the person that takes the present.
Are you sure about that? I haven't heard any stories like that.
And you haven't heard any stories. That's every story of Q. Surely you should have read their file. We had a whole section on him in my at the academy in my psychiatry class.
I've heard some great stories about him, in fact. Perhaps the books did not do him justice, but I recall an incident where, without the intervention of Q, a rare and endangered spacefaring species would have been forever enslaved by lower beings, and that he helped the Enterprise D and Jean-Luc Picard to free this creature and oh my goodness, so many other things. That there was this one time he sent them across the galaxy to unknown places, and Yorn just kind of is kind of now at a loss for words, trying to say too many things at once.
Yorn, stop gushing. Do you remember that we are stuck here? We don't know where our crew is. We don't know where our captain is. Q, why are we here?
Oh, so you speak. Well, like all things, I have something to teach you. Plus, I've been watching. You all have some interpersonal conflict, some you're not quite getting along like you should. Your ship's...
As the ship's counselor, I take offense when people interfere with my job. When did it become your problem to be able to assess our interpersonal skills?
He snaps his fingers. Well, this degree right here.
As he holds up like a
MD.
15-foot long diploma that just kind of rolls along the ground.
Yeah. MD, PhD.
Just because you can get a degree, Q, doesn't mean you have understanding of what it means for the behavior of beings that have a finite lifespan. The fact that you are infinite means that you have your understanding of how the world works is actually quite warped and may not be helpful.
Oh,
I ask you again, what are we doing here?
Oh, pish posh. I understand far more. I have studied countless worlds. I've studied your own federation. I understand far more than you could ever conceive.
I go over to him and whisper in here, he has an IQ of over 2,000, you know.
Oh, I have an IQ of 2 billion.
Well, if you two are done braiding each other's hair, perhaps we can get back to the issue at hand. Where are we and what are we doing?
We're at the crossroads of the galaxy.
There are there are Klingons in farm clothes at the crossroads of the galaxy.
Looks a little older than I imagined it.
The trains, the species that get along here. You notice that no one has weapons, right?
I look for my own holster.
You really think that I'm that naive that I would let you bring a weapon to this place?
I just wanted to check to see if I still had it or not. It's like, oh, he's good. He thinks ahead. I don't say that, but I have that kind of approving look as I nod in his direction.
I sense that and shoot you a very, very judgmental look that says, seriously? I feel that admiration and it drives me crazy.
I do kind of like the little shrug with my hands up and kind of like gesturing in his direction, like, "Eh, you can't see that."
I think
from here we can go anywhere. These trains take us wherever we want to go. The past, the present, the future.
I would like to go back to our ship in the present, please.
Oh.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Lieutenant.
What did I say about accepting candy from strangers?
Come on. If he meant to harm us, then none of this would have any meaning in the future. What would be the point of it all?
To entertain himself.
Well, yes, of course.
Exactly, and nothing is entertaining if you have to do it if you're the only one who knows it happened.
So you're saying we should believe him because he's gonna let us live so that we can remember this later?
Well, yes. I only have so many playthings. It's not fun if I have to keep training new playthings. That's the hard part.
This man, I look at him. I think about it curiously for a second. I look at him and say, "Man, is that a good word to use for you?"
As good as any.
This being is a consummate showman, if I have ever heard of all of the stories about him. So of course he must have an audience, and we have been given the special privilege to be that audience today. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
See?
Sanvani, you could learn from Yorin here. See, you have two options in this train scenario. You can be on the train, or you can be the damsel tied to the train tracks.
See what I mean about...
Does he snap his finger and all of a sudden he has a big long mustache that he can twirl?
Why do you have to steal my thunder?
I'm sorry, it took like 3 seconds and I thought it would have been instant.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna have the long mustache, you're probably gonna dress me up like the damsel, and I feel quite cheated out of that experience.
Fine. He snaps his fingers, and you're wearing a frilly dress, and Q has a mustache to twirl.
Are you being Yoren? This is not funny. You know.
Oh, this is quite funny.
Fine, we'll play along. I will follow Yoren's lead since you two seem to have a connection that I barely understand. But
oh, Sanvana, you will soon understand, for you are a cult figure in your own right.
I remember that.
I'm what?
You had a dream, remember?
Oh, just give it time. We'll revisit.
I don't understand, but I feel like there's a joke that I'm not getting.
Did you save the milestone from that last mission where you started a cult on a primitive world?
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was an accident.
Oh, there are no accidents.
No, there's only happy little accidents. Oh wait, no, this isn't a Bob Ross show.
Are we making happy trees now?
And happy clouds.
Happy little train stations.
All right, Yoren, I'll refer to you since you outrank me, but I'm doing it under great protest.
Oh, great protest. I love a great protest.
Uh-oh.
Q, while we're at it, can you get me out of this thing and back into my own clothes, please?
I was expecting us to suddenly be in the middle of a protest.
Fine. You can have your precious little uniform back. And he snaps his fingers, and you're in a TOS era red dress that comes up to your mid-thigh.
Look, I know that we are in an Earth time 1920s train station, but must we really behave this way? Put me in my clothes, please.
I did. This is Federation. This is a uniform. This is a Federation uniform.
I understand that your perception of time is different than mine, but put me in pants, please.
While she's talking there, I'm already like going up next to her, like tugging on her sleeve, examining the material. Oh, interesting.
Yoren.
He snaps his fingers, and now Yoren's wearing the red dress.
Well, this I can get behind.
Still interesting, and he's still tugging on the material just to see how authentic it is.
If he stays in that, I'll stay in this. That's fine.
And Sanvana, you're in your proper black pants, blue, the DS9 late TNG movie era gray uniform.
Thank you, Q.
You're welcome. Is it so hard to say thank you? That's all I ask. The occasional please, thank you. I'm very accommodating. It's what most of your Federation does not understand. A little please, a little thank you. It goes such a long way.
Maybe if you kidnapped us less, we'd be a little bit more grateful, Q.
Oh, but I talked to your captain.
Okay, we need to understand what consent is. I know that talking to someone to you means that it's okay, but not according to any Starfleet regulations.
Oh, I'm not Starfleet.
What happened with the captain?
Oh, he's off exploring. He's having the time of his life, don't worry. Would you like to see where he is? Would that make you feel better?
Yes.
Yoren shrugs and nods. And, yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. He snaps, and you're on a train, and you see Captain Roan conducting the train.
Captain!
He snaps. You're back in the station. Is that good enough for you?
So he's a train conductor now?
He's a train conductor. He's running a train right now. He's going where he wants.
Yorn is pondering the philosophical connotations, considering that we were just told that the trains are the way to the future and the past.
Yes, he's a trill. He's exploring his own being.
Fascinating.
It is, isn't it? Don't worry, I'm keeping my eye on him. Nothing will happen to your precious captain.
But while he's doing that, what are we to do?
I'm glad you asked, Yorin. Now, I asked your captain this. Perhaps you will have a very entertaining answer. Where would you like to go?
Oh.
Just you, not her.
Yorn, please be logical.
And back to your ship is not an answer.
Oh, that would be the most boring answer. Look at all of the doors lined up in front of me at this very moment. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, to be honest. This is a first for me. He's pondering. Yorn sits there pondering for a second. Have we gotten the Voyager report of Q activity already? Are we in that kind of time frame?
Oh yeah, this is after Voyager's come back.
So the last thing I was thinking about before he decides, because I didn't say this out loud yet, but I was thinking like, he's taken people to the Q continuum before, but I haven't seen it personally. But that was just one of many trains of thought going through his mind if Q already has an idea.
Trains of thought. I like it. You wish to see the moment you came into being. Do you not?
Yorn, you might not want to see that.
Me as a person or me as a species?
As a species.
Because no current Vorta really knows more beyond the legend story of the founder's uplift of us. It's a forgotten memory when our intelligence was increased. That would be something I would be fascinating in seeing.
Or I could just take you to the Q continuum.
And hearing that, Yorn just kind of grabs each side of his hands like, oh, why can we go everywhere?
No, not enough time. I mean, plenty of time for me, not enough time for you.
I want to see the continuum, but I feel like it would be beyond my current comprehension. But if I could see the uplift methods the founders used for us. And he kind of whispers this to himself. I don't know if because this is not something that should really be spread about on a Federation ship. So whether or not Sanvana overhears that or not is up to her. And
I overhear it, but I hold my tongue, trying not to. I feel that by saying something, I'll encourage you in the wrong direction.
But Yorn goes with, let's go with your suggestion, Q.
Oh.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to know.
Yorn, you might want to change first.
And he holds his hands out to the side and looks down. And is like, oh. He swings his legs a little bit. How easy is it to move in this dress thing?
Your legs are very easy to move. Arms, not so much. Upper body's a little limited. It's a bit tight.
This is a little limiting to the movement.
Oh, fine. It's very amusing to watch, though. I'd love to watch you run a marathon in that, Yoren.
I'm sure it would be amusing, but alas, my species was not blessed with a great sense of fashion, so I'm afraid I don't really understand.
Okay. What would you like, your uniform back? Or since we're going back to the inception of your people, maybe some standard Vorta clothing.
That would be wonderful. I haven't worn one of those nice fitting, very very spacious clothings in a while.
Alrighty. And it snaps, and you're in
The purple
the
uniform deal.
the equivalent of a Dominion muumuu.
Well, I guess this works.
I think the dress really showed off your
Purple.
figure better.
Trying to remember what kind of a normal Vorta uniform is.
Yeah, it's just funnier to
It's
say.
not very specific. Yeah, hey, big purple muumuu. I'll go for it.
There we go.
I mean, heck, have you seen Picard and I just did a search. Have you seen Picard and Riker in their dress uniforms?
Yes.
That's hot.
Got to be more movable than that.
Yeah, a lot has to be. So we'll come back to that in a moment,
Okay.
Yoren. Sanvana.
Yes.
You were a tricky one. You put up a tough shell.
I wouldn't call it a shell. I would call it who I am. I'm very straightforward.
It's still a shell. Inside there's a gooey molten center.
Am I chocolate?
Lava cake.
Oh.
I wouldn't call it chocolate. It's you're more like a soft-boiled egg.
I don't know if that's better. It doesn't feel better.
Is it my job to make you feel better?
No, but I don't know if you have a job, Q, other than to kidnap people to teach them lessons that they will eventually write very long papers about.
Oh, you guys write papers about me.
Not ones I would recommend. What do you want, Q?
I want to help.
How are you going to help me?
I want to help you be more of who you were supposed to be.
Okay.
Ooh, quantum entanglement.
How do you propose we do that?
By painting the picture that your mother never could.
How do you know what my mother wanted?
Shall we ask her?
We can go ask her.
Let's not. She's busy.
But we can go to a time when she wasn't busy.
Q, leave my mother out of this.
Well, yes, mothers are messy creatures. It's not your mother, though. It's your father.
What are you doing with... Have you been talking to Solek?
I don't need to talk to him.
Q.
Damn.
Can't I just go back? I feel like I need to stay with Yorin and go back, and I don't need any of your lessons. I've had plenty of education. I don't need any of yours.
The fact that you're this nervous tells me all I need to know.
Putting up a good front, but in my brain, I'm not happy.
Oh, I know. There will come a day very soon where you're going to have to work with him. You're not ready right now.
Q, if I needed therapy, I know the best in Starfleet.
Doctors make the worst patients.
Yes, and I'm sure that you would really rank very highly on the good patient list for most people. What do you want, Q? Since I clearly can't, since I don't have the power to resist what you want to do, go ahead.
Well, you don't
Make my day.
This doesn't work quite as well if you don't play along. If you don't want to learn, I can't make you learn.
How do you propose I approach this in a logical way, but still play along with whatever manipulation you want to do with me?
The flights of fancy.
You know me. I'm straight. If you know me as well as you say you know me, you know that I'm very logical, despite my upbringing.
I'll show you.
Snap.
It's easier to show than to tell.
Okay.
Which is ironic because as the game master, you're actually telling her.
Yes.
There's a little irony there, but that's okay. We're ignoring the irony. We're not going Alanis Morissette on this. We're ignoring anything that's ironic here.
All right. So he takes you 1 month before the crash.
Oh. Oh no.
You know the crash I'm talking about.
Yes, if it's the one that I yeah. Mom and Dad.
You see Solak, his Captain Pips, at home on Vulcan with his wife, his children.
I start to get very angry and very visibly shaken. Q, I don't need to see this.
Yes, you do.
It's nothing I didn't know, Q. He has his family. That's it's yeah. I don't need this, Q.
Look at him.
It's a Vulcan. What am I supposed to see in that Vulcan face?
Love.
Not for me.
He's a man who's capable of love.
It's hard to tell with those eyebrows.
That's a failing of the Vulcans.
Because they didn't have the proper brow maintenance to make themselves appear kinder.
Yeah. It's not like we could just snap our fingers and fix the Vulcans.
You could.
Well, but where's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, I understand empirically he's capable of love, but it's a Vulcan love. It's not one that is really useful to anybody. And it's not useful to me. I have carved out my own career and I have proven myself capable despite him. You know, he has his family, he has his rank, he doesn't need me. And I don't need him.
Look deeper.
What do you mean?
There's sorrow there. There's an emptiness there.
Well,
he wants more.
Well, he had his chance.
Remember, at this point, he doesn't know you. He hasn't met your mother.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is supposed to teach me. That at one point he was sad. That's a natural wave of how things work. Sadness exists in the universe. Like day one of psychology school.
You need to see who your father was.
Okay, how do you propose that we do that?
By watching him.
All right. I'll watch him. I don't expect to learn anything, but I'll watch him.
You're the psychiatrist. Isn't observe one of the things you do best?
Yes, but usually we try to avoid the conflict of interest that comes from observing our own family members.
Then take it up with my attorney.
I'm assuming you are your own attorney?
Well, I guess I am. Would you like to see that paperwork?
No, I can assume that it's all correct and completely overblown.
All of a sudden, a second Q appears right next to him wearing a suit and tie and glasses and a clipboard.
Okay. So should I do... So I sit down and I decide to take some time to really watch the interactions between my father and his family. But this is going to take some time I'm not really sure what he wants me to do here or how long he wants me to be here.
Yeah.
So I look at Hugh confused, like, do you intend me to sit here forever and watch them until I've learned it, or is there something I should be looking for?
You'll know when you see it. I'll be back.
Okay.
And he vanishes, and Yorin, you now see Q.
Where are we at the moment?
You are riding a train because Q thought it would be fun for you to ride on a train.
And Yorn is appreciating this train ride. Since the future doesn't have real trains.
Yes.
And Yorn has never felt the need to go into a holodeck to specifically reproduce a train. This is a new experience.
Oh, you're also still wearing the cowboy hat that Q gave you.
And a purple Dominion muumuu.
Yes.
Hey, Morton never did add a good sense of fashion. We already went over that. It's light, it's airy, it's like the Scottish kilt, it keeps everything well ventilated.
Right.
Oh goodness.
So Yorn, while he's experiencing the slight, chunk of the wheels hitting each of the cross ties, he sits there watching out the windows like, how much longer? Where are we going?
Well, Yorn, it is a bit of a trip into the Gamma Quadrant. Remind me, which number are you in your line?
Oh, I am the third of my name. Thank you.
Third. I always like the third.
I thought it was a good number.
Thirds are pretty good.
Yours kind of smiling, looking happy with himself for being the third for no good reason whatsoever.
Sometimes when the first is typically okay, sequels are never that good. But the third.
But part three
tends to work out. After that, they just become repetitive.
I suppose so.
I
don't know. I've only heard of a couple of the, what is it, Earth moving pictures that they used to do. It seems that a lot of people had great opinions on things that went beyond a trilogy, as I had heard.
Although they do say that the evens are better than the odds.
Yoren kind of thinks about that for a second and then realizes and looks a little downcast.
But there are exceptions to the rule.
Oh, and he just kind of brightens up with a little bit more of a smile. Yoren is very hard on his sleeve right at this very moment.
I mean, you are wearing my hat, so you can't be all that bad.
You honor me with your praise, oh mighty Q. No, wise Q.
Has anyone ever told you you're a bit of a sycophant?
We were kind of programmed that way by the founders, I believe. But it makes great diplomatic negotiations.
Yes, I suppose everybody does love a bit of a glad-handing sycophant.
It is what we were made for. I think. Were we? As he turns to Q and has a kind of questioning glance now that he's remembering where they're going.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, we're here.
Screech! Physical brakes. Strange momentum sensation. They probably need to work on their inertial dampening technology.
And another couple hundred years. Everything comes around.
Inertially dampened trains.
But you can't have the clickety-clack while you have inertial dampeners. They're just incompatible. There's something about the clickety-clack. Just makes it more fun.
I will admit there is an interesting physical sensation I am experiencing. Not sure about it yet.
Is it nausea?
It may be.
Let's avoid that, shall we?
I'm a little nauseous.
Okay.
It's an interesting sensation. I should like to experience it some more.
Here, drink this.
Snap and a great big glass of multicolored juice appears in front of me.
Yes.
Bottoms up. He starts chugging it. How big is it?
It's about a liter.
Yorn will get about halfway through it before he stops for a bit. He's like, ooh, that's a lot. And how's he feeling with that much down?
A little more and less nauseous at the same time.
What an interesting sensation as well. But this isn't why you brought me here, is it?
Well, all things are amusing to me, but oh, I snapped in the wrong concoction. Here, drink this, and he hands you a little shot glass. Just drink that.
So I still have half of a liter in one side, and now I have a shot glass in the other. And Yorn looks kind of back and forth between two of them. Downs the shot glass.
Yeah, you're not nauseous anymore.
What was that? That could be useful. Can I have the recipe?
No,
Oh,
no, that's it's a bunch of stuff you can't get. Yeah,
well, that's
old
unfortunate.
Q family recipe. Yeah, you have to be
Old, you say?
omnipotent.
How old are you
Well,
actually? Exactly.
older than you could comprehend.
Did you even have a birth, or have you just always been?
Uh,
I'm sorry
we,
if I'm asking some personal questions. It's just I've been a fan for quite a while, ever since I learned about you at the academy.
let's worry about your birth first.
Oh yes, yes, of course, of course. So Jorn looks around for the exit to the train, finds the
And he sees it right
fi-
in front of him.
finds the sliding door and steps out into.
A laboratory. Not a laboratory, a laboratory.
Dee, out of my laboratory.
It's pronounced Igor.
So Jorn takes a look around at this laboratory.
Laboratory?
This laboratory.
There you go.
What do we see?
You see some founders milling about. You see
In
some,
solid form?
yes, in solid form. You see
A rare sight.
Yeah, you see a small puddle of founder goop. That's the technical term. Off in the corner.
Regeneration station.
Yes. And you also see a couple of other from the Dominion that you may or may not recognize.
Other species?
Yes.
Milling about or being experiment data?
Milling about.
Okay.
A couple look like they're assistants.
Mhm.
Others look like they're just maintenance type people.
It's so rare to see so many founders gathered in one place.
Well, Joran, this was the start of the Vorta.
Amazing. Where are we? Can I see us from here? Where's the experiment taking place?
Just look to your left.
I look to the left, which is like the only direction I haven't looked so far, as I've just gone kind of up and down and around the lab. Left.
Yes, left. You see
Turn.
those test tubes over there?
How big are the test tubes?
About
tiny test tubes.
No, about 6 inches tall.
Mm-hmm. Sitting on like a table or something? Sitting like on a table?
Suspended. They're in a holder. There's about 10 of them up, slightly above the table.
I lean in and take a close look at them. These?
Clearly,
you're a little confused.
You're in the fourth one.
The fourth?
Uh-huh.
The fourth what?
Fourth tube.
And I turn back to the arrangement of tubes and got the point 1, 2, 3. This?
Yep, that's you.
Is me?
Uh-huh.
I'm very small.
Well, right now.
I mean, I guess that's interesting, but I've seen I've seen Vorta be created before, or at least I've heard the stories. This doesn't seem that very strange or different. What did you want me to see here?
Well, you were synthesized. Oh, do you want to go back further?
Aren't all of us Vorta synthesized?
Oh, you want to go back even further, Yorin.
Yes, yes. Back when we were the tree-dwelling species, and how the founders bestowed upon us the ability to talk and debate and appreciate art. Well, maybe some music or other species, or when we weren't us yet.
Oh. I'm not sure you're ready for that.
I mean, I am technically only about 6 years old.
Oh, it's not that. It's just, it's what you believe is not true.
Yorin kind of puts his hand to his face and then rubs his chin, and puts his other arm across his chest and rests his arm on it and takes kind of like a thinker pose. Leans to the left, leans to the right, and then it's just, I'm not that surprised if that's true. I mean, the founders implanted in us the idea that they were gods, but I knew that there were always some, especially after the end of the war, we knew that they weren't infallible. So there was always the question of, and he just kind of opens his hands up and kind of gestures around the room.
Perhaps you are ready then. So Q snaps his fingers. You are on a jungle planet.
Ooh, jungle planet.
Or jungle area of a planet.
Mm-hmm.
You see tree-dwelling creatures that look like ancient Vorta. At least what you believe
imagined
to be ancient Vorta. Yeah.
Kind of ape-like, and
yes.
So kind of like maybe a little bit of a cross between like an ape and a sloth.
There you go.
Less hair though. We never really had a lot of hair when we were kind of pale.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Will the founders be coming to uplift us soon? And he kind of looks up at the sky and looks around.
No. In fact, something will be here right about now. And you see a Q flash. Ah, yep. There she is.
Yorin kind of squints like, what am I looking at?
Q.
You?
Well, not me specifically, but a Q, yes.
A Q, but not you, Q.
Q who?
More of a Q2?
No, we dealt with him a long time ago.
Oh, sorry. Oh, right. I read a report on that.
We don't talk about Q2. And don't even talk about Q Junior. Don't go there. No.
You say I have daddy issues. God.
So what does this Q look like?
She is...
Or does she have a discernible form at all?
From where you're positioned, you can't really see much outside of long red hair.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I try to lean a little bit to the left and stand on my tiptoes a little bit, try to get a better angle. Then I turn to Q and I kind of gesture, may I, as I to go and try to get a better look at her face.
I wouldn't. If you do, are you familiar with the grandfather paradox, Yoren?
That one becomes one's own grandfather, or if one kills one's own grandfather, then they cease to exist?
Yes.
Both?
In a way, she is your grandmother.
Yorn has the internal debate and is like, I really want to know, and his the scientist half of him coming out, but hold on, I'm gonna make a little roll here.
Not genetically, of course, but
Is there a roll for will saves in this game?
typically I say it's your
Insight and science, maybe reason science, control
I might
science.
say, yeah, I might say it's your control science.
But alas,
Or your
as a smart scientist, I know better, and I succeed in my attempts to hold back myself. Yes, temporal paradoxes would be bad, but this means that we're actually here then. Now, this isn't just a recreation?
No, we're here.
I take another look around.
You are witnessing the creation of the Vorta as you know them.
And I'll turn back around, kind of in what's a level below stunned silence? Reverent silence?
Reverent? Yeah. Stupefied?
Maybe? A little bit. But not overwhelmed, just slightly whelmed. And I watch to see what she's going to do. Or what long red-haired Q is going to do.
She walks close to the tree where 2-3 Vorta seem to be above.
Oh, I hope we don't fling poo on her.
And she looks up. She says, You have a bigger role to play in this galaxy. And I'm going to make sure that you play it.
Ooh. Impressive.
And she, with a clap of her hands...
Yorn is so intently focused on what she's doing.
And then you see a little Q flash around all of the Vorta sloth in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And then she vanishes.
Yorn is still very intently staring at the spot. And occasionally looking glances around at the other Vorta. Or the ancient Vorta. What changes have taken place?
They're starting to climb down from the trees. As they do, they're standing upright and looking up with quizzical looks.
Yorn has a similar quizzical look, and as he turns to Q, it's like, that's it?
That was the start, yes. We threw her out of the continuum after that. She interfered with the natural evolution.
Even the Q have a, what's the word? Prime directive?
A different form, yes.
And Yorn kind of turns back and looks at his ancestors, slowly becoming his more recent ancestors. Like, that doesn't help me at all.
She played a different role, though.
A role?
She became one of your changelings.
Okay, so stunned silence, actual stunned silence. We're up a step up from the reverent silence, and as Yorn ponders all the potential repercussions this has on his ideology, and the founders are not gods, and then all of a sudden, one of the founders was a god. Yeah. And then he thinks about it for a second, and then he turns to Q, like, "Forgive me if this is if I am disrespectful in any way, but are you gods?"
We only appear as such. Our powers are explained to us. Are you a god to a lesser species because you can transport? Because you have phasers?
Yorn's just shaking his head as Q starts listing things off. No, that's true. And then he reconciles it with his own worldview. He's like, well, I guess that doesn't really change anything, does it? And he's there, and he's kind of pondering again while continuing to glance at his ancestors and how they're doing. This was unexpected.
They're starting to talk at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Very rough speech patterns, but between some sand drawings and slight verbal.
Accelerated intellectual growth.
Yes.
And developing they've developed literally faster than overnight.
Yes, in the span of 10 minutes.
Rome wasn't built in a day, it was built in 10 minutes.
The Vorticulture was built in minutes. Well, Yorn, is this what you were looking for?
Not exactly. But in a sense, looking for new things is something I'm always looking for. So, I found what I was looking for, but not what I expected.
Isn't that always the way?
I guess that's technically correct. And technically correct is the best kind of correct.
I thought the best kind of correct was being correct, but with one flaw that someone else could point out. And being the person to point out that flaw. That's the person you want to be.
Chuckling to himself just a little bit, and a slightly distracted motion. He takes a kava nut from one of the plants nearby and pops it in his mouth, very, very nonchalantly, and not even really noticing it. It's like, and chews on it a little bit, because Border love their kava nuts. It's the only thing they really taste. And he thinks about it. I'll have a lot to think about when I get back.
And then some.
There's really nothing else here?
I wouldn't say that there's nothing else here. But there's nothing left for me to show you. The rest is for you to explore on your own time.
And Jorn just kind of nods to himself. This was a lot earlier than I thought I would be meeting someone as exceptional as yourself. I was definitely caught unawares, but I have long since prepared myself for that long journey. So I will humbly accept your magnanimous gift and thank you greatly. And
You're welcome,
he does the little Vorta bow with his hands up that old Wayun was all famous for when he was revering a founder.
Q mimics the gesture. All right, Jorn, let's get you back on your train. And remember, Jorn, check your pockets.
This dress has pockets?
And Q snaps and he's out. All right.
Vax is here. Hey, man.
Hooray, I made it.
Yay!
That's okay. You weren't the only one who might have been a little bit late. I had some technical problems earlier, so we got started late.
Oh, it's freezing out here, and so many cars were refusing to start, so I had to be humble and help people out.
Chill.
There you go. So, the basic setup is you appeared in a 1920s train station, met Q. Q called this the train station of the crossroads of the galaxy.
Okay.
At the train station, there are a bunch of species: Breen, Klingons, Romulans, and numerous others.
Is everybody in 1920s attire?
No, you're in your Federation, your Starfleet uniforms.
Is there? Oh, okay. Huh.
We did see some Klingon in farm garb, and we were very confused by that. We're like, we saw Klingons in what we would assume is Klingon Casual Friday, and we were very confused by that.
Okay, and just to make sure, I don't want to screw this up on everyone. Not the Mirror Universe episode, right? This is the legit story arc.
Correct.
Right?
This is Prime, our version of Prime Universe.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure if I'm playing Evil Vax today or Standard Vax today.
Good to know. You want to make a distinction?
You could actually play Evil Universe. That could be very interesting with Q. But,
all right. So I'm assuming bustling train station. Everybody's moving around, still in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What you heard, Q had sent Jorn off on his own little journey. Sanvana off on her journey to to observe her father. We're going to circle back to that. And now he's coming back to the station to get you.
So I assume I was doing stuff normally on the starship, and then I was just blipped away without warning, yes. Or was there a heads up? Or
no? So when we left off 3 weeks ago, this was Q had appeared in the captain's ready room, had a brief conversation with him, snapped his fingers, and that's where that episode ended, and then this one started off.
Okay.
As of right now, the three of you were together. The rest of the crew were not. You've been given a window. You were briefly snapped to a train car where you saw Captain Roan conducting and engineering a train of his own.
Okay.
Which Q described as him exploring his past and present and future of Trill's self.
Okay.
So that's
Norm
what's
was, of course,
transpired.
quite excited to see Q. Just, I was trying to hold it down and make sure that we maintained a little bit of order and like get back to the ship. Yarn, on the other hand, was very excited that Q was there and felt that he needed to chat with him and go on adventures. So, so we both left and you're alone. So my plan failed.
See, meeting Q was like meeting my idol,
He did give you a cowboy hat. I mean, if that's not the dream, I don't know what is.
The hat is always the sign of authority.
Which you still have.
Yes.
By the way.
So you're very excited. Me, far less excited. I've read too many books for this to be exciting for me.
All right. So as we're all, I'll find in the train station because I'm assuming events are going on one at a time. So I'm just kind of left to idle mode.
Yeah. So when you met Q, you were next to a Breen.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you'd like to pick up at that point, feel free.
Well, I might. I know Vax is fascinated with artwork, so he might just kind of wander around, find just pictures on the wall just for decoration, and just kind of observe them, look at them, just study them, just what we do at like an art gallery, kind of. Just he's distancing himself from everything. He's not trying to get involved on anything.
Okay.
He sees the opportunities of everything everywhere, but he's kind of shutting him out.
Great. Give me an insight security roll.
Okay.
With your difficulty 2.
Okay. So I got a 20 and a 7.
Oh, you got a 20.
I know, right?
Oh, that's always good.
It makes things interesting.
I mean, it's Q. It's not like anything can really get more interesting, but
true. It got more interestinglier.
Nothing bad ever happens when Q's around.
So as you're kind of walking along, the Breen starts to follow you.
Okay. I am studying the pictures with not for just trying to feel the emotion, just look at the brush strokes, just typical art stuff, just admiring them, the flow artwork.
You don't notice the Breen following you.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be the complication here.
Sounds good.
So you're walking around, but yeah.
Occasionally, I might look at people that are walking past, and if we make eye contact, I'll kind of hesitantly nod. Like I'm not going to go full on like, "Yo, hey, howdy do." It's just I acknowledge your existence, kind of like half nodding, like, "Yeah, hey."
Sure.
And then I go back to looking brush strokes, artwork, color work, just whatever to keep myself occupied, but also not getting involved in Q's event. Like I'm more specifically distancing myself because it's a Q thing.
Mm. Would you know?
I should have had some briefing on some Q events.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you, Vax, have actually met Q prior to joining Starfleet.
Yes, that is true. So I know I've met a Q, I guess. I wouldn't have met this Q. So knowingly that I know they're all different. So it's trying to figure out what this one's up to. But yeah, so this is not phasing me, I guess, as much as I would expect it to be. It's like, oh look, this is happening. Well, better ride it out. Like, it's like,
here we go again.
Yeah, a storm comes in, you don't try to shoot a gun at it to stop it. You just kind of go, well, bad weather. I'm gonna go inside, I guess. It's just that's just basically my emotion. It's just, well, this is what it is. If he needs me, he'll let me know for whatever he's planning on doing, whatever it may be.
So, as you get to one of the pieces of artwork that you've seen before,
Okay.
in your life, but something looks a little different about it. The brushstrokes are a little off.
Would I be able to roll to see if I know exactly what's up with it, or is just like almost like it's just a different piece altogether? Like it's like a recreation.
Yeah, I'll let you make an insight. Science.
Cool. Sounds good.
Insight science roll. Insight. Yeah, that's
I mean, I can't think of anything else that would really fit.
Yeah.
For artwork.
Yeah, it's just a curiosity thing. It's a mindless thing.
Yeah, it's
How
gonna be
many people will be
difficulty.
mad if I spend all the momentum on this roll?
We don't have momentum right
Considering
now.
we have 0.
Nothing.
The rest of the day we have no momentum because Vax was really keen on this one photo or this one painting.
You can give me threat.
You gonna threaten
From a painting. The painting falls on Vax and he gets arrested because for damaging property or something. All right, so my roll is an 18 and a 12.
What's your insight? Oh, your insight's 12. Yeah. Hey, so you get a success. Yeah. So that's good enough. You notice in it the brushstrokes paint have a letter in it, and the letter is E.
I look closer at the painting because obviously it's not a museum, it's not guarded, it's hanging on the wall. So I do look in closer while I'm studying this, and then I notice the E, and I squint my eyes a little bit, trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. And I'm thinking, well, this is probably just a recreation piece because the original is probably in a gallery somewhere and somebody liked it, replicated it, something, whatever. Or it's a Q world because you never know if this is a reality or a falsehood. So in a Q world, it could just be the fact that he made it different just for the sake of being different. Who knows? It's just, but all these thoughts are just rolling through my head. And I'm just, I got to be probably a couple of feet away from this painting, looking at this E, just examining, observing, admiring, just occupying time as well too.
Mm-hmm. You notice a little cat scurries to your left and disappears underneath a painting. Then actually, there's 2 paintings over there.
Okay, leaning against the wall or just across the room, like
about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
And there's also a there's a tiny little mouse trap sitting on the ground.
Huh. So I curiously walk over to the painting that the cat has run behind. I make just to see. I look around, see if I can see on a better angle, see if I can see the cat at all, hear it. My attention has now changed.
Mm-hmm. You cannot see the cat at all.
Well, I walk closer. I inspect the painting that's there, and I I gesture towards the ideology that the cat is still there, if it is. You know, just making little clicking sounds with my mouth, going, "Kitty, kitty." You know, just trying to coax it out.
Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Did we lose David?
No,
Oh, good.
I'm still here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the cat. The cat is now hiding behind the painting. So, if you the picture here, it's wall, painting leaning against the wall. Cat is between the painting and the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not going anywhere.
Is it just hiding behind there? Can I see it now? Like, do I know it's hiding, or is it completely gone from sight?
No, you can see it now.
Okay.
On its forehead, you see a little N.
Well, as I try to make eye contact with the cat, and I squat down and I lightly clap my hands, just trying to entice the cat to come out, let it know that I mean it no harm. I'm just trying to coax it out from its hiding spot and be entertained.
Wow. It turns its neck and looks at you. Another meow.
I smile at the cat, just chuckling, like, you know, it's entertaining at how adorable that this thing is being, and how it is taking my attention. Yet, it's just doing what a cat just normally does, and it's just in this whole bustling train station environment that this cat is here. It's a little bit out of place, but I as it just obviously is not going to head out. I kind of stand back up and just kind of walk around to the front of the painting and just observe, just take a look at what is painted on there.
You see a maze. A maze reminiscent of the labyrinth, the old Greek mythology labyrinth.
My eyes follow up and down the rows of the rose bushes, and I see if I can find a minotaur, if at all, in the painting. But I'm just letting my eyes wander through the maze as if I'm traveling through it myself.
Something stands out as you do. There's two distinct mazes.
Huh.
One on the left, one on the right. And there's a dividing column, and there's a guard on the top.
Oh, what does the guard look like? I curiously looking at the painting.
Sorry, not a guard, but there's a barricade on the top.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So there's a barricade on the top, there's a barricade through the center, and they're connected.
I'm quite enjoying this piece of art. It's quite fascinating. I love the randomness and the dynamicness of it. Vax is deeply involved in this, letting his eyes flow and wander over the design, the artistic design of everything. Of course, my eyes always lead to the barricade and the gateway down the middle of it, clearly cutting this labyrinth in half.
Mm-hmm. the more you trace through the labyrinth, you'll notice that every intersection is a three-way intersection.
Hmm. That is fascinating.
Mhm.
I do mumble that to myself. Like, "Oh, this is fascinating." Like, it's definitely a meticulous process that the artist has put into this painting. Like, it's very, very key, very specific.
Okay. While you're staring at that, I'm going to flash back to Sanvana here.
Okay.
And I've been sitting here begrudgingly observing this family for what seems like forever.
Decades.
The whole time, finding it very difficult to
Centuries.
concentrate because everything is too quiet and everything is too still, and I am too angry to focus. When Q reappears, I am not very happy. Q,
Sanvana,
I think I
learned,
should. Yeah,
learned anything yet?
I think I should do a roll to see if I have actually learned anything.
Sure. You can make a, we'll say, insight medicine.
That sounds like it should work. I don't know what else it would be. I'm basically trying to decipher this person that I'm related to that I don't know a lot about.
Yeah, we're going to say difficulty 3. Your psychiatry focus definitely comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So any 5 or less is a crit. Would you like to give me threat for another die?
Sure. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. I have all the threat.
Like, I have so much threat. It's everywhere.
Okay. And I'm rolling for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless I have invisible dice that I don't have.
Well, good news. You rolled a 1
Okay.
and a 13. But then you rolled a 19. Which is fine because your insight is actually still decent, but not 19. Good. So you got 3 successes, so you did succeed. Hey, you learned something.
All right. What did I learn?
Oh. So, Sanvana, even though you've been sitting here and been pissed at the wrong person, apparently you've managed to see something. Not only is your father a man who, well, a Vulcan, who has emotions, and a man who needed something more in his life, he's also a man, a being that was willing to do whatever it took to make those around him happy. And not happy, but fulfilled. Now, how can we apply this to the way that he treated you?
Well, he did abandon me. And
Did he
hasn't talked to me.
Those are 2 separate issues. First, did he truly abandon you, or did he respect what your mother asked of him?
Well, you're not going to ask me to psychoanalyze my mother, are you? We don't have nearly enough time.
I would never do that. But your mother did ask that he stay out of your life.
Well, he chose to stay. When do Vulcans ever take Betazoids seriously?
No, can't think of a time. Sorry.
So clearly something else was holding him back, because there's no way that any Vulcan worth his stripes would ever dare bend to the will of the Betazoid if they really thought something was logical. So try again, Q.
Put yourself in his shoes. Would you leave that family?
I don't know. I've been watching them for several hours. They seem quite boring, to be honest.
That's your Betazoid side coming through.
Well,
They're happy Vulcans.
it's hard to tell.
It is. But you wouldn't have fit in here any more than Solok would have fit in at your house.
I don't think anybody really fit in at my house, but I can understand your logic there. What does this have to do with my ability to work with him? I'm an adult. I've overcome my demons. I've studied this plenty enough. How is this going to make meeting him any better? Like, since you say that we're going to work together.
You have what humans call daddy issues. If they are not resolved, your mission will fail.
I don't say anything, but I straighten my shoulders and kind of puff out my chest a little. My pride is definitely being hurt here a little bit.
Solok has daughter issues. It's a
I'd look
two-way
at-
street.
When am I going to meet him?
Soon.
All right, Q, you've proved your point. I have some things that I need to deal with. Do I have to deal with them here, or can I go home? I've seen enough of a happy family for one day. Plus, I need to call my mother and ask her some very, very long, hard questions about my childhood.
Would you like to see an unhappy family?
Sure.
Okay. And he snaps, and it is 1 month later, the night of the crash.
You asked for this.
I did ask for this.
And they've been given the news.
So I'm looking at Solok's wife and his son, his family.
Mm-hmm. How does this make you feel?
It's not my fault that they crashed.
I never said it was your fault.
I do feel bad. I mean, even for Vulcans, they look slightly sad.
They look lost.
I don't think Vulcans can ever really be lost. Lost is not a logical emotion. They don't look happy. I am sad that they're not happy. I can sense more from them than they're showing.
They do not know what life will look like if he does not return.
Well, at least they don't know it yet, but at least they're going to get him back. I do feel bad. I wouldn't.
That's easy. It's easy for you to say. You know the future. They don't.
Well, we're already in the future, and their sadness is past. Looking at past sadness doesn't have any logic to it. I talk to my patients all the time about dwelling on the past sadness of things we can't control. It seems a useless exercise, Q, and a bit sentimental, if you ask me.
I am a sentimentalist.
For someone that's infinite, I'd imagine that's not a very reputable quality.
If one spends 100 years on some feeling, it is but a drop in the galaxy.
I bet that your musings are very interesting when in the Q continuum. I'm sure they have plenty of opinions about that.
If you could only hear them.
Enough, Q. I can see what a very sad family that they are. And I understand the implications of that. That doesn't make any interaction with my father any easier. And it doesn't change what I already had to go through. And it doesn't change any of his decisions. So I fail to see how much farther forward I'm supposed to go with this.
Snaps his fingers, and you see Solok walk through the doors. And he's greeted with hugs and tears of joy. That is why he had to go back. Have you ever seen a Vulcan cry?
No. I don't think I've ever even cried. And I'm half Betazoid. I did cry once. But that was because my mother made me wear that dress for my birthday that I hated.
Yeah, that was a hideous dress.
Oh, so you've seen it too. It's definitely worth a good cry over that.
Yeah, we should just banish that thing from existence.
I did. I lit it on fire. On accident, of course. If you ever see my mother, it was an accident.
We'll just keep that our little secret. And I don't want to go anywhere near your mother. You have Betazoids in your mothers. You just weird me out.
I can't disagree with you there.
It's not necessarily you, but your mothers. Just
So I think I should do a roll to see whether or not if it's possible, I don't know if we can do this for a roll, whether or not the seeing my father like that affects me emotionally, or if I stay kind of hardened and crackly.
Sure. Let's do a control. Let's do a control medicine roll. And you tell me. Well, we'll make the roll and we'll see what happens from there.
Okay. Because I need to know whether I'm going to be affected or not, because that'll affect future missions about how I feel about him now.
All right. Okay, you rolled a 5 and a 9.
Okay.
So that's two low numbers, which is good. So if you want to define good stuff as affecting you emotionally, then that's fine. And if you don't, then that's fine too.
So I think I need to have it affect me emotionally. I think a bad thing would not have it not affect me emotionally, so I need to have it affect me emotionally.
Okay.
So even though I have a very stony exterior, my brain, inside my head, I'm having all these conflicting emotions. And as I watch as they hug Solik and they welcome him back, and seeing those Vulcan tears, a single tear, the corners of my eyes well up, and I have to wipe away. I try to wipe away the tear without Q seeing, but he does. And immediately I kind of scrunch up and sniff and try to pull myself together.
He hands you a chocolate ice cream cone.
What's this for?
I heard chocolate helps.
Well, it does. I take the ice cream cone and start eating it. Q, I understand why you brought me here, but can I please go back now? I can't, not now. I can't handle this right now. I promise. If there's any, I'll take the time to learn about this, but for right now, I need to go back to my ship, and I need to make sure that there's order maintained with my crew.
I need to show you one last thing.
Fine.
I don't even have to take you there. I just need to show you a picture.
Okay. Just one picture.
He shows you a picture of your mother's face the first time she held you in her arms.
Hugh, you're going to need to get me more ice cream.
I can do that. I can get you all the ice cream you need.
Well, if I eat all the ice cream in the galaxy and put on weight, it's going to be your fault.
We're in a... Calories don't count here.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Thank you, Q. I guess I needed to see that. Can I go home now? I think as I say, as I'm eating ice cream, as though it's gonna, as though ice cream is running out of the universe. I think I've had enough.
It also doesn't melt. It also doesn't melt here.
This is the best ice cream I've ever had, along with one of the weirdest days I've ever had. So
I can't take you home yet, but I can take you back to the train station.
Please.
There's still more for your crew to find out.
Okay.
Okay. And you're back at the train station. Actually, you're back on the train, sitting next to Yorin, in his cowboy hat and purple muumuu.
Oh, you're back.
That is a look.
You're holding a bowl of ice cream.
Ooh, that looks like a good one.
I pull the ice cream away from Yorin and give him a look that says mine.
I hold my hand up in kind of like a oh no, of course not me. Cavanut flavor is my only choice.
And then I nod my head and continue to eat the ice cream in a way that says I haven't quite overcome the emotional impact that has happened this afternoon as I just eat it. Luckily for me, it's not melting.
All right, Vax.
All right.
Have you figured out the third letter yet?
I don't think I have. Well, obviously, I should have known the two because they're point blank. I haven't figured out the third letter yet. Do I notice the Breen following me around, though?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, let's recap. In the maze, there's what kind of intersections?
Gated or guarded.
Nope.
There were three-way intersections.
Yeah.
Also known as what kind of junction?
Oh, there'd be a T.
There we go.
Ah.
I wouldn't have gotten that one either. I would have been like, I don't know. They made
It was also the divider, the central divider with a top cross guard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see it now.
I smell what you're stepping in.
Bax is apparently as thick as mud at the moment.
That's
Hey,
Vax.
look, no one said that the Ferengi used the Latin alphabet.
True.
That's true as well.
That is very true.
Unless it spells Latinum, then he knows how to spell that.
I should have done that. I should have gone for the longer puzzle. Okay. So what letters do you have?
ENT.
Hmm.
Can I buy a vowel?
No. So I'm just saying those letters might be important.
Oh, yeah. Oh, obviously. Why am I getting the feeling it spells enter? Is there another E coming up?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Or maybe it just spells ent.
Hmm.
Giant tree people are your magical journey today.
Or net. Or 10. Or I don't know.
Sauron was our friend.
And then come the space orcs.
Oh, no.
Oh no, not Warhammer 40K.
So, Vax, you feel a tapping on your shoulder.
Okay, so I've been very engrossed in this painting for a while, so this obviously causes me to jump out of my skin.
Yeah.
Not literally, but I jump. Obviously turning and looking at what has tapped me on the shoulder.
Hi, Vax. Good to see you again. How you been?
I assume it's Q.
Oh yeah, it's Q.
Is it the familiar Q?
It is the Q that everyone else has been dealing with. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do I obviously I specifically know this Q?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as I breathe deeply, collecting myself mentally and physically from this sudden scare, because this painting was just that engrossing. I stand up, well, because I would be hunched over a little bit on my knees, breathing deeply, collecting myself. I straighten up, standing up. It's nice to see you again. And I go back to looking at the painting.
Did you enjoy all 14 pieces of artwork around here?
They're fantastic. They're fantastic, Q. Except some of the brush strokes are off. You're losing your touch.
I wouldn't call them off. They're
off.
deliberate. Deliberate.
Deliberately off.
Yes.
So I was right. They're off. A simple yes would have sufficed.
Your word, not mine.
With an
Vorda
eye
didn't-
roll, I look back at the painting.
The Vorda didn't notice anything. Just saying. Passed his test.
The fort is blind.
Bad eyes, good ears.
I had Commander LaForge through here. He didn't notice a thing either.
He looks through an air filter.
Yeah, car grill. Looks like the front of a car. Don't know why.
I brought Data back from the dead. He said it was all good.
So,
What more do you want from me, Vax?
I'm just curious as to what you're up to, partially. Don't smile. I can hear you smiling, that creepy little crooked smile. I don't have to look directly at you to see it. Just, I am slightly curious.
But
as to
I'm
what
in a
you're up
good
to.
mood.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you.
Look, Vax, just because you'd rather be tinkering with an Iconian Borg, good job finding him, by the way. I was wondering when somebody was going to find him.
Well, what can you say?
Yeah, just because you'd rather be doing that doesn't mean we don't have time to interact. Social call. That's a thing, right?
I take a quick look around. I probably see a very decorative clock in the middle of the platform for all the travelers.
Yes,
like
yes.
I look at it, I look at the time, and I look back at Q and go, just I raise a finger. How long is it going to take? I raise a second finger. Just get on with it.
Do you want me to answer the first or just skip?
Just skip. Let's just skip that. Yeah, just skip the first one.
Oh, fine. We'll do it your way. Take the fun out of it for me.
We've been through this stuff before. You take us to an obscure location. You teach us a lesson. We all toddle off to the ship. I'm just skipping the first step for you. It's just, I know you live indefinitely, but it just saves you time.
You know, if you had taken a minute or more than a minute to look at that clock, you would notice that the clock hasn't changed since you got here.
I look back at the clock and just sigh of course it's not moving. I feel sad that I didn't notice that in turn. Like I die a little bit inside going, oh yeah, the time is not passing anymore. So yeah, I just look back lazily at Q with a sad puppy dog. Just get on with it. Look,
you're going back to your ship the exact moment you left.
Very good. I'm pleased that I'm not getting older while doing this. Or am I getting older? Or is there going to be a puppy that boffs up, Craxian hounds? Like, you just, what is your plan? What is the thing you are doing?
He holds up a finger. Come here, Nemo. Claps his hands, and the kitten comes out from behind the painting.
Huh. I saw the adorable cat walks out. And did you name the cat after the N on his forehead? Smiling at just how adorable the thing is.
Who's to say which came first? The letter or the name?
Now, in Earth culture, Nemo is Latin for nobody. So really, you've named the cat essentially nothing.
Well,
Hence the wonderful tale by Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Of course you know it. Don't pretend that you know where I'm going with this. Captain Nemo, just in case he got captured, he didn't say his name, so they couldn't find his family because he kept saying Captain Nobody. It's kind of funny.
I just prefer Finding Nemo. I'm a
With
simple
man.
Yeah, the fish.
Oh, yes. You need to get out more.
I've been everywhere, Vax.
I'd be bored too. I'd watch Nemo too if I was centuries old.
I mean, come on. It's cute. There's a fish. Who doesn't love Dory?
No. Cute is the little Latinum piece that could. That is a cute movie.
Somebody tell Commander Denning that needs to be the next movie night movie.
The blockbuster Ferenginar film, The Little Latinum That Could.
just Vax, if you do nothing else, movie night. Make it happen. If you can make that happen, if you'd already watched that at movie night, none of this would need to happen. I'm telling you, that thing is a crew uniter.
I suppose it is. But I leave the entertainment details to others. I just focus on other things now.
All right, Vax. This game is very simple. You're going to come with me and Nemo. You get to choose one item to carry with you. And a table appears with a myriad of items. There's a spear, a sword, a fishing pole, a net, a hammer.
I can bring any item.
Any item on the table.
Oh.
There's a miniature horse. There's a piece of gold pressed latinum.
Knowing this is a Q game, I resist the latinum.
A frisbee.
I'm trying to think of all the items that would possibly be helpful.
Just one.
Is there a tricorder on that table?
No, but there's a tricorder in your pocket.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not vindictive.
You just never know.
I take away your.
Just gotta give me
away
that
your
one.
phaser,
You never
not your
know.
tricorder. You Federation are so helpless if I take away your tricorders.
I do not want a weapon. Please, I do not clutter up the table with weaponry. I do not want a weapon.
No, you have to take something.
Yes,
That's
but
the
I'm
rules of
not.
the game. You have to take something.
I pick up the frisbee dish.
You chose poorly, Vax.
I'm sure I
Choose
did. Let's get
again.
going.
All right. There's 20 doors in front of you. Pick one. They're numbered.
Oh, look,
I
it's a
pick-
Tron disc.
Oh God. So I get
They're
a weapon
numbered.
after all. After I said no weapons, and he gives me a Tron ring.
They're numbered discreetly.
All right.
20 inclusively.
I picked
Wait, what do you mean by discreet? What is discreetly numbered? Are they like?
That means they're only integers.
Countable numbers.
Obviously.
I just have this image of these doors like dressed in dresses, like fanning themselves, like, oh.
Do you want door number 3?
Don't pick me.
Oh gosh.
Please stop looking. I'm trying to be discreet.
I don't like to brag, but I am door number 5.
Darn those homonyms in Terran language.
Okay, so I've rolled a d20. I'm picking door number 4. Looking at Q, unbreaking my eye contact. I just lazily lift a finger and point at a random door, which just so happens to be door number 4. With a sigh.
Okay, class. Who wants to tell Vax what he's done poorly here?
He selected a door to begin with.
That would have been great, but no.
I think the frisbees were initially wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the things.
I'm picturing Emperor's New Groove with Yzma in the chair, except it's that voice actor who I can't remember his name, Patrick something or other, and just running up going, ooh, 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 the frisbee. Vax pick the frisbee. Very good, Kronk.
I don't know. He played the game. You know, he picked the discreet dwarf.
Oh, okay, fine. Nemo jumps onto the table, grabs the net, and follows Vax.
Can you
Okay,
show him 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney?
I feel like there's something slightly nefarious about calling a cat a fish name. Hey, speaking of cats,
Don't judge me.
I look at the cat as it's dragging the net behind it, and I just go, "So you're helping, huh?"
Wow.
So were you a crew member on the ship and get dragged into this too, or are you actually just an illusion cast by Q?
It looks at you, stares deep into your eyes.
God damn, this thing's adorable.
Wow.
I should have figured. Oh,
Wow.
door number 4 it is then.
Wow. It shakes its head. Wow.
It shakes its head. No, not door number 4. Why not door number 4? There's 24 doors. Why not this one?
It starts walking to the right.
I look back at Q, look with an eyebrow raise. Well, I don't. Frankie don't have eyebrows. I guess the lobial nodules that are kind of eyebrows raise up. Looking at Q as the cat leads away to another door, I roll my eyes and follow the cat.
Q shrugs. Don't look at me. I just feed it. It does what it wants. It's a cat.
Sure.
I bet it's number 10.
Like it's a cat. What do you want? You know cats. They do whatever they please.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, it's just a normal cat. I didn't do anything at all. I just feed it, pet it, give it water, raise its IQ by 500. It's a normal cat. Either way, it's still adorable.
Okay, all of those things might be true, but it's a cat that might be hellbent on control of the universe. But aren't they all?
Well, yeah. If the Milky Way and the universe is all flat, then wouldn't the cats have knocked everything off the edge by now?
Yeah. At least this one doesn't eat lasagna.
Does it love Mondays?
Nobody loves Mondays.
No, yeah. So I follow the cat as it's dragging this net, and my heart breaking that the net is probably bigger than the cat itself. I just go, would you like me to carry that for you, Nemo?
Wow.
Does he drop the net on the floor? I pick it up. Because my heart is breaking, making this cat drag this net around as I'm carrying a frisbee.
That has been very useful up until now.
Want to guess which door the cat's headed for?
Is it number 10?
It is number 10.
Huzzah!
A cat getting a net and going for door 10.
I bet there's an end behind it.
Do we have to listen to it for 5 hours to say hello?
All right. So you get to the door. Do you want to open the door?
I look at the cat, looking for, because obviously the cat is being far more clever than Vax, or far more willing to play. I look at the cat.
Check for traps.
I look at the cat to see if it gives a nod of approval when we reach the door.
It looks up. Sniffs. Wow.
I gesture my hand towards the door. So, Nemo, are you ready to play Q's wonderful game of doors?
Wow.
Let us go. And I tap the door handle with my fingertips, expecting it to like burn or singe me or stab me or trigger something.
No.
Okay, so when nothing happens, I roll my eyes going, freaking Terran movie night. Because obviously I've been watching too many Earth movies. And my hand grabs onto the doorknob, turns and I open.
It's locked. Vax, there's a keyhole. It's
Yes, but we're armed with a net and a frisbee.
it's frisbee shaped.
So Vax lifts up the frisbee, looks at the frisbee, looks at the keyhole shaped like a frisbee, looks back at the frisbee, looks at the cat, and said, "And you thought the frisbee was dumb." I stick the frisbee in the keyhole and unlock the door.
Okay. The door consumes the frisbee.
Ah, my frisbee.
And then opens, and you see a wide open field with a path cutting through it, a village off in the distance, and a single plume of smoke that might emanate from a fireplace. The village is not on fire, to be clear. This is not the destruction of this village. This is the fireplace.
It can be on fire, as I say, out of character.
Not evil Vax.
yeah, not Mirror Universe Vax. So I walk through the door and start venturing down the path. I do look back to see if the door remains or is still there.
It is.
Fascinating. And I carry on down the path, going towards where the smoke is coming from.
So you arrive, matter of minutes. Bit mean that Nemo had to walk too. But...
Nemo didn't come when I gestured towards him. He can walk.
Wow.
He had his chance to get little kitty hugs.
Vindictive, Vax, I see.
What did Nemo learn?
Nemo learned to come when he's called.
Standard negotiation tactic.
Wow. So you arrive at the village, and you're greeted by a Ferengi.
Okay, so as the Ferengi approaches, do I recognize this Ferengi?
No, not at all.
So, so I don't recognize them. So, even still, while I was enjoying the walk with an adorable little cat, sadly without my frisbee, but I do have a net, but still no frisbee. Enjoying the nice sunny day, the wonderful landscape. I was starting to crack a little bit of a smile, but once I see a Ferengi, my mood goes back to plain or a little bit meh. Like, oh, good, a Ferengi. Like, just feeling a little bit, my expression drained.
You hear Q whisper, "Remember, play nice."
And I suppose if I just start talking right now to you, you're not here. Therefore, I'm just talking to myself, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. Yep. Now I look crazy because I just did that.
Uh-huh. But I'm listening. I can hear everything you say.
What if I just filled the entire game up with just pointless words? Just mumbling fizzle, fragile, fizzle, fragile the whole time.
That would hardly be sporting.
Yes, but it's still playing nice.
Remember, the cat works for me.
Shame. It's an adorable cat. So as I look at the Ferengi, and as they get closer, I wave. Hello.
Hello.
It's a lovely day, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
So, small village in the middle of nowhere. This is not Ferenginar. What's the deal?
The game is the deal.
Oh, he's got you in on it too. How lovely.
Who's he?
I look around going, do I tell him about Q? Either he's playing dumb or he just does not even know. So I just shrug and go, the cat. The cat is also playing. He's a very smart cat.
The cat. Yes, the cat. The cat is very cute.
And smart. It picked a net.
It picked a net?
It picked the net.
The net?
I reached down to scratch the cat behind its ears.
It nuzzles your leg.
There we go. So I pet the cat. Yeah, she's very smart, very cute. I'm quite fond of it. So, which game is it that we're playing?
We're playing the game. The only game.
And I just lost.
You can't lose that soon.
Does anybody remember the internet game, The Game? If you think of the game, you lose.
Yes, I lost that years ago.
So I just lost. So, like, show any specific rules for this game?
Well, you brought the net. So you're ahead so far.
Well, honestly, if I'm going to be truly honest, I picked a frisbee because I don't care. The cat picked the net because it obviously cares.
The cat's ahead.
There we go. It's a smart cat.
But you were smart enough to bring the cat.
Actually, I just followed it.
Then the cat was smart enough to bring you.
Well, there we go. The cat is smart. So, the rule is bring the net. Well, I guess we win. Game over. That's wonderful. Hey, Q, I've got a ship that needs fixing. How about we go there next?
There's far more rules than bring the net.
Oh, of course there is. What's rule number 2 as I put on a fake smile?
Don't die.
That's the plan of life. Yes, don't die. Cool.
Yes.
I've managed to win that thus far, as I am still able to stand. Sweet.
Plan of life.
You want to know rule 3?
Let's go for it, as I pump my arm in a comical fashion and just trying to overhype on just how excited I am, even though I'm, any outsider would realize that Vax is just not giving a darn about this, but he's just playing along to get through it.
Don't fall in the lava.
Don't fall in the lava. And I tap my head. I would have never thought not. Hey, Nemo, did you know not to fall in the lava?
Meow meow.
Of course you did. Is there a rule 4?
First one to bring the dragon's head wins.
Hey, Nemo,
Meow.
is there a chance I can get my frisbee back?
Meow.
That's what I thought.
Meow.
So, quick question, you humble villagers.
Yeah.
How well equipped are you for slaying dragons?
You brought the net.
That's wonderful. Is it a rope net?
It's a nylon mesh net.
Oh, good, because nothing breaks nylon.
Yeah.
It's an inter.
Ah.
Oh goodness.
Sure. Bring back the dragon shed. Mm.
Yeah. Simple.
Whereabouts is this dragon?
In the fireplace.
In the fireplace.
Yeah.
And I point at the house, hesitantly. Inside the building.
Yeah.
Q, why does it have to be a Ferengi?
You're the one who chose the door, Vax.
You should know me enough by now. So, I have permission to enter Shed House to bring the dragon shed?
No.
I don't.
No.
So where would I get permission to enter the house to go get the dragon's head?
You gotta talk to Bob.
I need to talk to Bob. As I'm still just not I'm trying to sound interested to play along with Q's game because this is how you get through it. But obviously I'm being grudgingly towards Q. This is just the standard thing that they do. So whereabouts is Bob?
He died.
So Bob is dead.
Yep.
Is his house for sale?
Everything is for sale.
Perfect. So, I have a net.
Yep.
Who currently owns this dwelling? I will trade them this lovely nylon net.
You know what I want? I really want a frisbee.
I don't have a frisbee. I'm fresh out. A door ate it.
A door ate a frisbee. That
Yes.
I have to see.
Actually, if you follow this path that I came from, it'll lead you right to the door I came from. And inside is a keyhole shaped like a frisbee. It eats them.
Fascinating.
Absolutely. It's almost like it's made by a godlike magic.
Was 100% expecting it to be the gold press strip of Latinum.
Or maybe the miniature horse figurine.
What else you got? I'm willing to negotiate. Make it fair price. Don't need much. I mean, it's a house with a dragon inside of it. Not exactly a big seller.
I'll give you my shoot jacket.
Give him the cat.
No, he is not getting the cat. Also, at this point, we can agree that the cat is sentient and it will break so many Federation laws just handing over the cat like it was a possession.
The cat did lead you into this room, if we're being fair.
It's true.
The cat has been kind of a dick up until now. Frankly...
You know as well as I do, that cat would sell him in a second.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cat.
I have a better idea. The thing on your chest, the thing that has gold on it. I want that.
You want my necklace and pendant?
No. not that. You're the thing with the triangle on it.
Oh,
The gold.
my communication badge. I take off my.
That.
You want? You don't even know what this is.
It pretty.
Fine, sure, all yours. So this will give me the deed to the house. As
Yes.
I hold the badge in the air. Can you bring me the deed to the house?
I have it right here. He pulls it out.
Wonderful.
Is it-
So, you get my communication badge. I get the deed. The house is mine. You get this trinket. All square.
Yep.
So, between two fingers, I have the communication badge. I hand it over towards him with a furl of my fingers.
He takes it and hands you the deed.
Wonderful. So now that this is my house, I can go inside and see the dragon.
I don't care what you do. Just remember the rules of the game.
Yes. Lava bad, don't die. And bring you the dragon shed. Yes.
Yep. And
Don't
If
go
you-
into the lava.
and if you die, I get the house back.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course the house is yours if I die. I look at the cat with like a, do you get this guy kind of smile? Like, are you shitting me? Sort of.
I don't make the rule. Oh wait, I do make the rules.
So I go towards the house and try the doorknob. If it even
It
has a
opens.
door.
Yeah.
Nice. I open up the door. I don't step inside, but I peek my head in with my little itty bitty eyes and look around, see what I see.
Yeah, where are you looking?
I just pick a corner of the room and just survey the area from just everything. Just looking.
Yeah, so there's some paintings on the walls. There's a kitchen sink. There's some cupboards mounted to the walls. Oddly enough,
Is it a
there's-
one room kind of dwelling or is there multiple
yeah,
floors?
it's a big one room house. Oddly enough, there's no floor.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Just a big giant pit?
pretty much.
Wonderful. I look around outside, pick up a small stone, or well, actually, you know what? I will pick up a hand-sized stone, hold it over the edge, drop, and start counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Then I hear splat. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, mathematics, velocity equals distance over time. If it was falling at 9.8 in 5 seconds, the pit is pretty deep. That will break my little Ferengi bones if I was to jump down. Not to mention the little splat at the bottom. It's a rock. It should have went clatter, not splat. So, double dead vax. I don't like it.
Like that you did the math there.
I like that the math rounded to pretty deep.
Yeah, that was really good math there.
I think Will's off mic actually doing the math. I'm
It's
not.
roughly 40 meters plus. It's enough to kill a little Ferengi.
Yes, absolutely it is.
If it splatted a rock, Ferengi did.
The Ferengi, yeah. Needless to say, even if it was only like half a meter deep, or even if it was a millimeter deep, rock went splat. Doesn't matter how deep it is.
The rock may have hit lava.
Exactly. I look around the room. Is there a fireplace?
Yes, there is. There's a fireplace against the opposite wall.
Is there a dragon inside?
Yes.
Like a dragon figurine, or is it an actual full-scale dragon?
Define full scale.
Well, okay. I'm thinking of Dungeons and Dragons terms.
Oh, then
So-
no.
Okay, because I'm picturing a dragon's. Well, I'm picturing
Like
smog.
100 feet.
Yeah, I'm picturing
Yeah,
smog
no.
in my head.
No. This dragon is like a baby dragon.
Hey, Nemo, you know what's just as adorable as you are? The fake dragon summoned by Q.
Wow.
Actually, you're more adorable. You're a cat.
Wow.
So, I look around. I try to see what I can see. Is there any way I can wedge the rope onto things in the room by or the net? Sorry, that I can get it locked onto things to create like some sort of rope bridge of sorts.
If you'd like to make a this is going to be a fitness, an engineering fitness roll.
Okay. Meanwhile, back on the table in the other room, there's a grappling hook. All right, I got an 8 and a 2.
Well, I think you succeeded.
Woo!
I'm not
In
sure.
finding, or did I actually secure the net onto something?
Well, you definitely did it in a way that you would know how to do it. And if you want to execute that plan, then you would do it. So here's the way it'll work. The net is long enough that you can get it hooked to one of the paintings.
Okay.
From there, Nemo will be able to scale the net, get to the painting. From there, Nemo can leap to the kitchen cabinet, walk along top of the cabinet, and then leap onto the fireplace.
Okay. So you'd be like on the upper mantle of the fireplace.
Yes.
Would Nemo be able to get into the fireplace to fetch the dragon?
That is the trick. Nemo would need the net at that point.
All right. So if Nemo would need the net at that point, I'll let Nemo in on the plan. So I say, if I can, have I already secured the net?
Sure.
Okay. So Nemo, if I can shut this up, get the net across, you can go over to the painting. The painting, you can then climb onto the cabinetry. The cabinetry you can lead all the way down to the fireplace, which will be on the upper mantle. I will then dislodge the net. Then I will roll it up into a ball and toss you the net, to which you can use it to get to the dragon.
Wow.
You okay with this plan?
Nemo raises his right paw, does a little clawing motion. Wow.
Is that a yes? Is that a no? I don't know. Where's my universal translator? Is it programmed for cat?
It's not.
Why not? Cats own the internet. The universal translator should be the first thing to speak a cat.
Nemo walks towards the door, looks back at you. Well,
Is there a problem with this plan?
Well,
It's like talking to Chewie.
It really is, with no subtitles. Oh no, it's the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh no!
30 minutes of roaring with no subtitles.
Tell you what, Nemo. You do this, I will replicate you wishkish every day.
well,
Of course it will come from my rations, honestly. Where else would they come from? You don't work on the ship, you're a cat. You just look adorable.
well.
Yes, I know you do it quite well.
Well.
So, do we have a deal? Go across the nylon rope ladder that I've constructed. So willingly, so happily. And then we can execute, get the dragon, go back to Q.
Well. So you get the ladder set up. Nemo crosses, makes his leap, leaps onto the cabinetry, leaps over to the fireplace. You unfurl the ladder, toss it over to him.
Want me to roll for the toss?
How exactly do you want a cat to catch a ball?
I'm hoping he's clever. He's got like insane amounts of IQ. I'm not gonna roll into a tight ball.
Okay.
Also,
so
is there things on the mantelpiece that I could aim for to get it wedged on?
Yeah.
So in case if he can't catch it, at least we'll get caught somewhere for him.
I'll have you do the same thing. I'll have you make another fitness engineering roll, and I'm going to make the same roll.
I got an 11 and a 2.
Great. So this is almost like you're being assisted by the cat.
Perfect.
Oh. Hey, that's great. The cat critted.
It got a 1?
No, it has a focus and balls.
Of course it does.
Why not? It's a cat.
It's perfect.
That is the most ridiculous sentence that has ever been said.
In this campaign, yes.
It is a Q event. It is a Q game. Of course, the cat has a focus on catching yarn-like balls.
Has a yarn focus. He went to school and he got his degree in overall category, but his real focus was yarn.
Also, if the yarn ball falls apart, he can do makeshift repairs with the computer's help.
Okay. So at this point, Nemo attaches it to the mantle. I don't quite know how, but
he's an amazing cat.
he is an amazing cat.
Maybe there's candlesticks on there. Maybe he could just fuse or stonework or something. He hooks it on something.
It was his specialty. He could figure it out.
Guided by Q. And he essentially creates a ladder for himself. Before he descends, you should probably make an insight security roll.
Will do.
This will be difficulty 2.
I got a 6 and a 15.
That seems like numbers that are reasonable for you. Insight. Yeah, your insight's 12 and your security is 4. Yeah, there you go. That's 2 successes. So you see that one of the threads in the net is a little loose.
Okay.
And if Nemo puts weight on that, it's going to rip. Not necessarily while he's climbing down, but if he tries to bring the dragon's head up with him, that weight will cause problems.
All right. So I wave at the cat, trying to get its attention. Nemo, just look out for that string right there on the net. You put weight on it, it might break. Just might. It's something you might want to avoid.
Uh-huh.
You probably noticed it because you're a brilliant cat, but just for my sake, I want to let you know, for your sake, for my sake, that may break.
You see him kind of take a slight shift to the left to avoid it, and then keep crawling down. He gets near the fireplace and grabs the dragon's head.
Nice.
It pops off the dragon statue.
Okay.
And as it does, the floor becomes solid.
Well, that's perfect. I give a cheer.
Is it perfect or is it perfect?
Ah, I see what you did there.
No.
Vax is like, yes! Like, he's just like, now he's into it. Like, yes, Nemo did it. Wait, hold on. I grab a small stone and throw it onto the floor, just to let it skitter kind of like a curling stone.
The third spot that it bounces disappears and goes to the bottom. The stone falls down.
All right, Nemo. Bear with me on this one. So I saw the stone skip twice and then fall down a bottomless pit, essentially.
Yes.
All right. So, Nemo, here's what we're going to do. Just wait right there. I go around outside collecting handfuls of dirt, and I just start throwing it into the room, seeing where I can start walking. Because obviously the dirt will fall through the holes in the floor.
So the dirt... No, the dirt is heavy enough. That'll work. Yeah. So the dirt... as you walk in, the room's only like... the room's about 15 feet deep.
Okay.
For like the first 4 feet or so, solid. And then as you keep walking, every little once in a while, there's a tile that disappears.
Yeah.
By tile, I'm talking like foot by foot tile that goes out.
Essentially, this is the Scooby-Doo equivalent of throwing flour on a ghost and making it visible.
Yes.
Okay, so no, this sounds more like an Indiana Jones thing.
It's true.
You know, where they're or like where it's the invisible pathway, and they have to throw the dirt and to find their way across.
Yes.
Have I thrown enough dirt that now I can see a pathway to the fireplace?
Yeah. Yeah, you're close enough. You'd probably need to make... You've gone out, gotten more dirt, come back in.
Yeah. And I just keep lather, rinse, repeat, because it's obvious it's working for now.
So as you do, about halfway through, you notice there's about 3 feet where there's no connection whatsoever.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna have to make a jump.
That's true. How wide is the so there's a 3-foot gap, obviously. Is there enough room for me to back up and run and jump? And also, how much room is there for me to land by the fireplace? Like, I'm basically, if I take a running jump at this, can I? And how big is the landing space for the engineer Ferengi, who has probably never taken a run in the last decade, going to fare for a landing?
So you haven't been able to get a ton of dirt on that side.
Okay.
Because you've been having to throw it across, and dirt doesn't love being hurtled across.
It loses inertia quite quickly.
Yeah. So you don't know everything on that side, but you see enough that you've got a decent. You have like 5-6 feet between the start of pathway again and the fireplace.
Okay.
So you'd be able to stop.
Yeah, I have a sizable ability to stop here. Okay. So I'm going to take a jump for it. I'm like, okay, Nemo, you have done most of the legwork. Let me come over there, and I'll retrieve the head from you. I'll carry you back. Let's do this. Let's complete this game. And I take a running leap at it.
All right, make a... I'll say daring. We'll make this daring... give me 1 second. Daring... daring engineering. I'll give you the engineering on this.
Or would it be daring fitness? Are they the two? Are they the same category?
Because they're the same category.
Ah, okay. So,
but I'll give you the boost in daring rather than fitness.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what you're doing is far more daring than requiring your fitness.
Exactly. So I got an 11 and a 13.
I think that's like that's just enough. Okay. You're good.
All right.
So you make the jump, and as you land, your the back part of your heel clips a stone that isn't actually there. So you lose a little bit of your footing, but as you kind of just take a little stutter step forward, you're on solid footing.
Okay, perfect. Because at least the momentum moving forward.
I got it.
Yeah. Able to carry on through the momentum forward.
Yeah.
I was able to recover.
And not do a header into the fireplace.
Yes, because that would be very, very bad on the lobular parts of my cranium.
Yeah. Funny, but bad.
But very bad. Because Back shouldn't have a concussion in a fireplace.
No, the cat can do many things, but drag you out of there, not one of them.
All right. So how big is this dragon head?
Oh, like it fits in your hand.
Okay, perfect. So I put the rope around me. I put the cat on my shoulder, and I pick up the dragon head.
Okay.
And I'm going to take... I look at the gap, knowing I barely made it before, and I go, well, Nemo, are you ready for this?
Oh, no. You say, wait a minute, it took you a full run last time. Now you're stuck on a little island 3 feet from safety. Not Nemo.
Not Nemo, too. Take the Ferengi, not the cat.
So... I'm going to. Here's what's going to happen because you made the jump and you know what you're going to do. Where like all the footing on the other side.
Yeah,
your difficulty gets reduced, but because you're carrying more, your difficulty gets increased.
You bet. Yeah, I would figure so. Because I'm carrying 3 items. One of them is what, a 5-pound cat, probably a 2-pound dragon head, as well as rope. And then I gotta maneuver all that while jumping and running. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, fair. Very fair.
I mean, Nemo could probably make the jump himself.
But he's
True,
so
but
cute.
if I'm going down, so is the cat.
That's a very
Wow.
The cat.
dang. It's a very Ferengi thing. Like nobody gets to if I don't get this dragon head,
Wow.
everybody dies.
Wow.
If I don't win, nobody's going to win.
Wow. All right.
All right, time for my
Um,
rolls.
Yeah. Make it daring engineering.
I got a 10 and a 19.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Well, one of them was good.
Just the cat survives.
Curse you, mittens! As they fall through the abyss.
So Nemo jumped off of you,
He sensed impending doom, huh?
He
took the
says
dragon's head,
gravity.
took the dragon's head with him, and
He
as he did that, that was enough to lighten your load, so you were able to make the jump yourself.
Sure. As I breathe heavily, knowing I almost fall through a pit of doom, as I collect myself, sure. The gym on the Hadfield. I should probably look up where it is, huh, Nemo?
Wow.
Hey, those donuts replicate themselves. I don't put them in the conference room.
Wow.
Yes, I know. I don't need to eat 12 of them, but they're so good.
Wow.
Well, shall we bring the dragon head to the Ferengi, who I never got his name?
Nemo
I
just
remember-
strides out carrying the dragon head ahead of you.
The cat's got the dragon head, which is about the same size as its head.
With it, the proud catwalk.
Yes.
And when it's carrying its little prize. That's what Nemo's doing right now.
Well, it's well deserved, because if the cat didn't do what it did, it would be a very, very dead Vax.
So, yeah. Nemo, good job. Vax, you all right in there, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. And I give like the underarm fist bump like every 80s cartoon or show has. Like, yeah, we did it. And I'm starting to realize again that I got enthusiastic about a Q thing. And I'm like, oh God, I was playing along with it and enjoying it. As it all sinks back in.
Are you sure it was you and not the cat?
No, it was totally the cat. It did 90% of the work.
That's what I figured.
I threw the net. I did something. I assisted.
Sounds like credit grabbing.
I assisted. I threw a net. What else is there to give?
I don't know. Hey, Q, what do you think? And this is where I hate my internet.
Silence befalls the village.
Yes.
Oh no, he's pissed.
It's like meteors and lightning, and it's like, Vax, you failed. It's like,
So, as he says, NQ, what do you think? NQ says, well, he did throw the net.
I didn't break a single rule.
You almost did.
I didn't break a single rule. Come on. Don't give me that. You're a Ferengi. You don't follow the rules. Blah, prophets. Don't give me that. Don't stereotype me.
But as they say, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, atomic warfare, photon torpedoes, interplanetary ping pong ball. What else? A couple other things. But not lava. Nobody ever said close counts in lava.
It could become a thing.
Yeah, I don't see it catching on.
I could make it catch on.
You.
Are you very influential in your circles?
Not even remotely.
I've been trying to get apple jam to catch on, and look at where it's gone.
I've never heard of it before.
Exactly.
You're just
Nobody
not trying
has.
hard enough. Marketing. It's all in the marketing.
Everybody likes apple butter.
Well, yeah, that stuff is delicious.
Apple butter, but nobody likes apple jam. It's all strawberry and raspberry and blueberry. No room for apple.
Do they even make apple jam?
I don't know. That's why I want it to be a thing.
Actually, they do. Thank you, Google.
But
Can I do a roll to see if I remember that there is an apple jam recipe on the replicator just by scrolling past it?
Sure. I mean, I'll just say that you do.
Okay, I got a 16 and a 1.
Great, you do.
Perfect. I know apple jam.
You're like,
good job, Fax.
I had it on
Critical.
toast last Tuesday.
Isn't one a critical success? Is that
Yes.
if I roll now? Okay, is it like D&D where if I roll a critical success, it means I roll perfectly no matter how hard the situation was?
Yes. Well, so like here, if I say something's difficulty 3, a 1 gives you 2 successes.
Okay.
So you
'Cause, like,
still have to
in-
achieve more. But
In D&D, if my character was to drink an entire drum of nuclear waste, if I roll a 20, which is a success, I do not die because I rolled a perfect 20.
right.
So I'm assuming it's not to that degree.
No, that would be something like difficulty 5, and you'd have
Even
to.
still, I rolled a 1 on knowing if there's apple jam, but not on the lava.
Yep. Yep.
Sweet. So I will let you know that there is a recipe for apple jam on Starfleet ships' replicator systems.
Fascinating.
Never tried it.
You should.
I'll stick to my tube grubs.
It can't be any worse than root beer.
I dry heave in my mouth a little bit. So, Q, I have completed your game. Can I go back to the Hadfield now?
Did you learn anything?
I learned that the cat was adorable and the floor is lava.
Those are facts. Did
I
learn
still
a
learned
lesson?
them.
Did you learn a lesson? How do you feel, Vax? Tell me how you feel.
Annoyed. Can we move on?
You're always annoyed.
Yes, well, don't I have a good reason to be?
No. I got you off of that starbase. Now you're on a starship.
You got me off the starbase?
Well, indirectly.
Pray tell.
Well, I might have been the one that threw you in the brig in the first place. That whole ordeal was then my my way of making it up to you was getting you into Starfleet. He makes a very nervous smile.
Vax is contemplating very heavily right now. Two emotions are burning inside of him, and it's kind of like a yin and a yang symbol of pure agonizing hatred and relief and happiness in knowing that the fact that of what you've done has improved the quality of his life. Eventually, it put in motion the events. So it's just the events that preceded in the short term was absolute agonizing hell, but then it all worked out to be significantly better in the end. So he's just there debating on what to feel currently.
Vax, I never said I was perfect, but I do my best to make things right.
Well, it wasn't entirely your fault. You gave perfect advice, and it was misinterpreted to a degree that you did not expect.
To be fair, that whole area was a bit of a cluster hug.
I nod in agreement. It would be unfair to blame you entirely for that. You tried to help, and as a Q, you cannot intervene. But in a way, you didn't. But you had to be cryptic about it, and it was misinterpreted. What could you do beyond that? Unless you knew that unless if you knew that the events you have created set in motion something as an end result that would be better.
Well, I do kind of know that. So what you're saying is maybe things worked out in the end and that I am perfect after all.
Except on one detail.
It's the cat, isn't it?
Oh no, the cat's fine. That thing's adorable. It is actually causing me physical harm on how adorable it is. I think I'm bleeding internally from adorable wounds, if such a thing exists. No.
You want to keep it?
Actually, if you don't mind, I would gladly share my quarters with Nemo.
Cat becomes new captain in next week's episode.
Captain Cat.
It's like we're not really on a mission. We're on like on a like galaxy-wide tour to find pets for everybody. It's like a pet rescue mission. Every time we go on a mission, somebody gets adopted. Just like, it's fine. We'll just,
We are the Galactic ASPCA.
Vax from this point on becomes a crazy cat lady, collecting more and more cats.
Pretty soon I will introduce a Cation and you will not be able to do that. No, Vax. The Cation is sentient. You cannot have her.
Pretty sure this cat is sentient at some point too.
I'm pretty sure this one is.
Yeah. Considering the fact it like made the decisions it's made throughout this entire thing, frankly.
The cat is equal to, if not significantly greater in intellect than Vax.
Well, wouldn't be that hard.
Oh, shots fired.
So Vax, we have learned that you cannot do it all by yourself, right?
But
And that
But that is
sometimes
what I-
help,
but that is what I am.
and that sometimes help can come from the most unlikely sources.
Well, except for
Like a-
Fred.
Even Fred has his part to play in all of this, Vax.
It's the
Even
mistakes.
Fred.
I cannot live with the mistakes. Sure, the Hadfield has far more superior engineers, but at the time, what I was dealing with, I was all there was. I was fixing an armada of ships and getting sloughed off as the Ferengi, the thieving Ferengi. I was the one supplying them with torpedoes to fight a war. I was the one repairing all their plasma conduits. And no, if one happens to rupture, whose fault is it? Mine. It was my fault, and you get blamed for it and rubbed in it because you're just a Ferengi. It burns at you every day when you get downtrodden because of your species. Can you even relate?
Yes.
Mr. I am perfect at everything.
Do you hear yourself? How did you react when I showed up? The mere fact that I was here, that you were here, you hated me, you despised me, you didn't want anything to do with me. You didn't give me a chance, Vax.
That is a very fair point. And I must apologize. I must admit, this was fun.
And now you have a cat.
And I have a cat. I honestly expected something far more bland, salty, disappointing.
You expected a
But-
real dragon, didn't you?
I did. I expected a real dragon. I expected the little figurine to come to life and destroy me. And the life lesson would be, don't be greedy, Ferengi. But no,
Oh,
I have to say that
If-
I misjudged you, and I apologize.
If you had picked up the bar of gold press latinum, your life would have been much more difficult.
But that's just it. That's the Ferengi response. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I don't even wear a headdress. I can't stand the culture. I hate being judged upon it. I distance myself from that.
And I'm not your normal Q. I try to teach. I interact. I learn.
To that of which I have to give you the utmost respect. I judged you incorrectly, and that is on me.
Well, thank you, Vax.
So, next time, apple jam on toast, my treat.
Oh. We shall see. I'll try.
It was your illusion that brought it up.
You try it first. Let me know how it is.
Would Nemo like a slice? As my face just goes, I don't think I'll try the apple jam on toast.
Oh, he'll eat anything. And everything.
I swear, if my pillows are eaten, I am looking at the cat first now.
Oh, not. He's not that bad.
I sure hope not.
He'll just
All
shit
I'm
on the
saying
apple
is-
toast.
There was a little bit of time. We lost about a quarter of the continuum, and
The cat ate it?
points at the cat.
Pushed it off the flat surface of the universe.
Well, it was so pretty, and it would look like it was made of glass, and it might be delicate. So, of course, the cat swatted it off the universe. That's what my cat just did to my router a few minutes ago. He's like, "Oh, this looks important. You're not using this."
Now, I think I've fixed you all, shown you things. You have things to fix. Oh, right. You're not all in the same room.
Yeah.
Snaps his fingers and
you put us all through emotional hell, and we're not even separated. I haven't finished my ice cream yet. Maybe.
He snaps his fingers. Vax, you're now on the train next to Sanvana and Yorin. And Q's there, now wearing a conductor's uniform.
Huh.
Ah, yes. Now that we're all together. Ah, yes. As I was saying, I think I fixed all of you. Well,
really, Hugh.
Mostly. You're going to be better. You've got ice cream. Let me know if you need more. Yorin, I don't think I broke you too much.
He's too in love with you to be broken.
Well, no.
You undermined his entire belief system.
Yeah, you just broke him from the very base of his being. Nothing major.
Minor
Nothing
details.
physical.
Yeah. By the way, Vax is holding the cat, so
I am hugging that cat.
Hugh, where did you get your degrees from again? And if you say from yourself, I will throw this ice cream in your face.
I studied. Well, which degree? The psychiatry.
Your psychology degree that said, what would be good is if we give the Ferengi a cat, make the Betazoid deal with her daddy issues / mommy issues, and then break the belief system of a fellow crew member. That'll make them really more coherent when it comes to all the missions they have to run.
Well, I studied directly from Freud, Jung, some of the best psychologists on Betazoid, on Vulcan, on Andorian.
Wait.
Tellar.
The Ferengi has a cat?
Yes, the Ferengi has a cat.
Yeah, come on.
Don't Ferengi eat cats?
Not this one. It's too cute.
And
Ferengi or the
she's
cat?
sentient.
And the cat is sentient.
The cat might eat the Ferengi, by the way. Just
next time, I would recommend you take less of a page out of Freud and leave the counseling to me. I know you feel like you're doing what you know is best, but trust me, we're not going to get over this unless we have several more lifetimes than we currently do.
got it. So next time I'll be on your couch. Perfect.
Oh no.
Let's schedule that, shall we?
I feel like my schedule is filling up.
I want to learn from the best. You claim to be the best. I want to learn. I want to see
Can a Betazoid actually read a Q's mind? Is that possible?
No.
It's kind of like listening to a large group of people. It's a bit staticky and all over the place. Can't really read it. I can just kind of sense it.
How hellish.
How envious.
I'm sure
no one heard that.
All right. Well, if you insist, I can try to see if I can squeeze you in, but it may take me a while since I'm going to have to... If you've done this to us, I can only imagine what you've done with the rest of the crew.
The rest of the crew... I don't care about the plebeians, the lower deck people. Just the rest of your bridge crew. They'll be fine.
So just the people that are leading the plebeians, great.
Just the interesting ones.
Yeah.
Once again, Q, I can pencil you in, but it's going to be a while.
Chief Zip, Ta'ani,
Tawny.
What is time to a Q?
Captain Roan. Yeah, Tawny. She's a basket and a half.
Watch out, she might try to mind meld with you.
Oh,
Please don't allow that.
Oh, is the Betazoid ship's counselor? Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
yeah.
Oh boy, that can have a place to vent.
I'm half Betazoid, half Vulcan, so it's a process.
Can Betazoids actually read Ferengi? Did I read that Ferengi are extremely hard to read?
I think
They are.
I
If
think
at all.
If
I
at
think
all.
you can't get.
Loxana didn't seem to have much problem with it.
Mm.
But she's full Betazoid, and
Or
she's-
is it telepathy? Maybe, or there's something that Ferengi are actually resistant to when it comes to mind something.
it's probably the shape of their head. I mean, if they're those kind of disc area, I can imagine would be very resistant to most things.
Well, it does look like he's smuggling 2 pop bottles in his cranium.
They act as very large deflector shields.
It kind of sounds like an echo chamber inside. That's why you can't make anything out.
Well, if I really wanted to hear the inner workings of a Ferengi's brain, I could just ask him about the rules of acquisition. I'd be bored for hours.
Surprisingly, Vax knows very few of those.
Mm.
Surprisingly.
So, Q, now that you've sufficiently taught us lessons, what's next on your agenda?
Oh, just watching, waiting. I mean, I gotta take care of the rest of your crew, but after that, yeah, I'll be around. I'll be watching.
Can you be sure to send me the notes for all the damage so that I can keep track of all the damage that you're doing?
Oh, don't worry. I've made sure that everyone will schedule follow-ups with you,
Thank you.
including yourself.
I don't know how that would work.
Oh, I can clone you.
No.
Just let me know. Let me know when you want that to happen. You can have a therapy session with yourself.
Don't
I mean-
hold your breath.
Look, may I extol to you the value of cloning over here?
If you're gonna try to convince me that cloning's a good idea, you're probably not the person that should do that. You know how.
Wonder when Yorn 4 will come along.
I don't know what
Actually-
to make of that.
I wonder whatever happened to Yorin 2.
Why don't you ask your friend?
Yorin turns to Q expectantly with big puppy dog eyes.
Hey, you befriend.
Do you really want to know?
I'm sure the answer can come in time. And he sits back down.
He was on the Odyssey when it crashed into it.
We must say
No. He disappeared with the expedition force that got erased in the wormhole.
Oh, there we go.
We must save some things for next time, Yorin.
And
There's
I
going
hope
to
this
be a
is just
next
the
time.
first of many joyous meetings.
Yorin.
There's
I know you outrank me, but frankly, I feel you're compromised in this situation.
I believe
There's a
that
next-
was an invitation to come back.
there's a next time.
Are you a vampire?
Who are you directing that at?
Well,
I mean,
Look.
vampires need invitations.
it's always nice to know that I'm welcomed.
Very much so.
Is it not? Is it not better to go where you're wanted?
Knock
It always feels
first.
better to be appreciated.
I'm not saying that you all necessarily want me, but at least somebody does. He gestures towards Yorin and maybe towards the cat.
Q, if you really want a best friend, I'm sure the Vorta would be very happy to join you on your adventures. And frankly, I'm not gonna get mad if that happens.
Oh no, he has much too great a role to play on your ship.
Oh.
Well,
He does have to take care of his human.
Q, if the Hadfield is just, nearby and you just happen to be in the right spot, just saying, if you want,
Maybe you could.
We could have
drop-
tea.
you can
Yeah.
knock on my door and maybe, if you're up for it, you can hang out.
What is wrong with you people?
Well, Vax is
Can
totally
you not
turned into an
make
emo
dates on the
teenager.
holodeck? Must you invite the being that insists on torturing us with tasks onto the ship?
By the way, therapist, counselor, I'm sorry, I haven't caught your name yet. It's
Sanvana.
Show, thanks to Q, as I gesture towards him, I'm going to need some therapy sessions. Have fun. That's his gift to me, to you.
I'm sensing I'm going to have more gifts than I could ever want, Q. Thank you so much.
I am the gift that keeps on giving. Speaking of which, I have one last gift for you, Sanvana.
Is it cancer? Because I feel like that's about what it would be appropriate right
Actually,
now.
there's a cure for that now. It's actually quite simple. The Dr. Gill can remove that. It's quite nice.
I'm not. If he keeps coming back to the ship, I might not let him remove it.
But a Hippocratic oath,
Here.
if you go unconscious, he'll have to remove it for you. He can't just let you die. Doctor's oath and all.
Thank you, Ferengi,
Here.
for ruining that wonderful plan I had. Yes,
You're
Q.
absolutely welcome.
Here, it is a very simple gift, but I think you would like to know how you are remembered. And he snaps his fingers, and he presents you with a lovely leather-bound book.
Thank you.
Presents who? Oh, her?
Sanvana.
Thank you. I look at the book and then I open it. And what do I see?
The dreams of Sanvana.
I have a dream journal. Sorry.
Oh,
And then, have you been writing down my dreams, Q?
Oh no. But some certain
It's-
race has.
it's a lovely book by the people of Omega Draconis.
Oh no.
Enjoy.
Q.
And he snaps his fingers. You're back on the Hadfield, and we're done.
So, what
That's
are we
gonna go-
thinking?
That's definitely going in my report.
So Sanvana with a book in one hand and chocolate ice cream in another. Yorin with a purple muumuu and a cowboy hat, and Vax with a cat.
Wait. And I have pockets. I check my pockets.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You see coordinates.
Interesting thing to keep in a pocket.
A piece of paper with coordinates on it.
I slowly lean
and
in
fade the
towards the counselor and go, show Monday, Tuesday. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Like, I've been recluse for about a decade. Then I owned a starbase where I was harassed by a captain.
I cut the Ferengi off saying, okay, we'll start next week, just not right now. As I take a spoonful of ice cream and start to eat it, wondering if the calories still are counting at this point now, but not really caring.
They're not. You hear Q's voice. They don't.
Thank you, Q.
Fade to black. Yay.
Yay.
We survived.
All right.
Told you we would.
redoing my family issues and brought back the book with the dream, the stupid dream I made up last time.
Hey, that's
Oh,
still
and
all your
more.
fault.
And more. It's a whole textbook.
So it's evolved over time.
Yes.
That is-
Interpretations from Aquinas, Luther, Benedictus.
I can only imagine what that dream has evolved into because it's like,
A small catechism, a large catechism.
well, you know.
Oh, I feel like I'm mean, and also I had a lot of fun with that.
Oh,
So
that
is
was
this,
fun.
is this supposed to be the same Q that was from Next Generation and DS9?
Sure.
I feel like
Maybe?
he was less
No.
vindictive than that. He was like,
Yes.
I'm going to teach you a lesson, and you're
Well,
going to cry.
Like
And
he seemed more like a Quinn than a Q.
Here's
Yep.
the thing. It's Q, but he is older and wiser and has
True.
changed based on his...
Older and wiser in the last 10 years out of his 10,000.
But he's had enough interactions with humans, and Janeway changed a lot of his way of thinking about humans.
Whatever. Still, my favorite scene from Voyager is where she realizes that in order to get pregnant by Q, all she had to do was like touch his finger. She's like, "Is that it?" She's like, we're not making a baby." And she's like, "Wait, that's it?"
Just is Q sporting the future Data gray streak through the hair?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Oh, he had the evil mustache the whole time. I never actually took it
Oh
off.
yeah, you never took it out. Yeah, you dressed me up like a damsel and tried to, you know. Am I
But
gonna
I
have
never
to
took
get?
the mustache.
Am I gonna have to get Q on the couch? Because I feel like that's a whole episode of just. All right, Q, let's talk.
Yeah, I think at some point we'll have to do that as like a one-on-one. Because that does not make for a big group episode.
No, that would bore everybody else to death. It would be funny.
Oh, I would watch. That would be entertaining.
But that's like hey, this is Sanvana when she's great, and Q. Let's go for it. So the beauty of Q, it's like it's whatever Q you want. Also, since we're in like this is the Star Trek timeline, mostly Prime universe, but it's kind of a Prime adjacent universe. So Q can be a little different.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can be a nice guy.
Yeah, ish.
You would say that, Yarn. You're such a kiss ass. Excuse my language. It's so nauseating. It's okay.
It's called maintaining good diplomatic relations.
Yes, from that angle, everything is a good diplomatic relation.
I enjoyed it. By the way, I probably shouldn't say this, but the only person's episode I had even half written was Sanvana's.
It worked
And
out.
everybody else, like your entire episode was done off the cuff, and Vax, your entire arc was done off the cuff there.
That was just weird. That was like a dream of Sanvana.
Yeah. I will say, so the interactions with like throwing Vax in the brig and all of that stuff, that's based on Chris's old campaign. Star Trek Attack Wing campaign. So there's some backstory. That's a lot of Vax backstory.
Oh, and
just-
Savannah is probably going to get that backstory by the boatload.
You've opened the floodgates. I'm gonna have to do so much therapy. And of course, you're like, it'd be
Hey,
great.
you don't need to be so sheltered no more, Vax. And Vax is like, okay, I'm going to dump my problems on somebody else's lap then.
Great. And of course, she's like, "Yeah, no, that would be really great." Is like, "Oh, you're gonna have to deal with your dad because that's the thing that's gonna make you unstable, right? When everybody else needs you to be stable and on point. Great. Deal with your daddy issues, but also if you could be a really dope ship's counselor, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
Also, the Ferengi has shit going on too. If you could deal with that, that'd be great.
All right, so I gotta get going because I'm dying here at 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wrapping up.
Yes.
Wrap up.
All right. Hey, thank you to everybody who watched and stuck with us at this point. We actually had a viewer this whole time, and it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
That
Was
awesome.
Nemo?
It was Nemo.
It was the cat.
It was the cat.
I gotta figure out who that was, but
You know what I need to
chat
do
might
now?
actually-
On my wall of collection behind the gaming table, I need to mark on a frisbee this episode.
Do it. Frisbee.
What color was the
it was-
frisbee?
I was picturing white, but
Well,
it
there
could
we
be
go.
whatever color you want it to be. Oh, it was John. It was our chief engineer, who's getting over a cold. Get better, John.
John, sorry we missed you. Feel better.
Come back in 2 weeks. Yeah. So
have
more
fun
adventures-
previewing the psychological torment your character is up for next.
Have fun.
Yes. Have fun with him in 2 weeks. He'll be back, I promise. This is the beauty of Q and time travel, and everything gets to be timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly too?
Yes.
Oh.
So,
Excellent.
as far as you three are concerned, your Q adventures are complete. So, in 2 weeks, you can be here. I have no problem with you being here, but you do not need to be here because there's nothing for your characters to do.
You've
Okay.
done enough.
But you're certainly welcome to hang out and have fun because that's what we do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, alrighty. Thank you again, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard.
Good night, everybody.